I've already paid money to go on a cruise. You know what I mean? So I can't let that go to waste. And then I don't want to drive all the way to Miami. That's 10 hours. It's only me and 2 kids. This is why we're flying. But then all of a sudden, no notice, no nothing. It's just we wake up and it's like, okay, yeah, we're bankrupt. Like, what?
While we're here, we're completely stranded. So we just basically borrowed a credit card from somebody and bought a flight. Now I got to find a way to pay that back.
It's your rings one. Just want to say thoughts to all you and your colleagues over there at the Bananas the next couple days in full.
Man, we really appreciate that. Thank you. It's hard to believe this is it.
Yeah, no kidding. It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys on the radios. Yeah. Hope you guys make it out okay.
What's the best? Hey, Spirit, from us guys at American, good luck to y'all. Sorry to hear what happened.
Yeah, is there any other Spirit flights coming in after us?
Let me see. I don't see anything. So you might be the last one.
Might be a refill flight, but yeah, I guess this is it. Probably the last revenue flight. This is it tonight.
Well, it was a pleasure working with you guys, and I wish you the best.
Then here, thank you very much.
Spirit Airlines is done. After years of financial trouble and attempted mergers, the first attempt Frontier, second attempt JetBlue, the ultra low-cost carrier filed for bankruptcy and shut down for good. No more yellow planes, no more bag fees debates, turning into brawls, just one less option for budget travelers, and no more Spirit on the tarmac.
Spirit headquarters in Dania Beach silent. Their gates at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International empty. Tonight, everyone around the discount airline moving on after more than 3 decades in the air. Good evening, I'm Larry Seward. Chelsea Jones has the night off. With the airline no longer operating, travelers and workers are left wondering what's next. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is your reporter live at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport tonight. Anna, it is quiet there.
Larry, it's pretty much silent here. And earlier this afternoon, we went to the headquarters there at Spirit. No one there except security. You could see behind me at the desk, no workers. These kiosks, which would usually be used by travelers, very busy. No travelers, no workers. This is the end for Spirit after 34 years in business. And now thousands of travelers all across the United States are stranded. And we spoke to one woman here at FLL who tells us she's now out of hundreds of dollars.
4 more hours to go.
This isn't the way Shari Hargroves imagined her South Florida vacation would end.
I'm upset. It's putting us out of our way. Definitely digging in our pockets because it's unexpected.
Hargroves says she was stunned to learn Spirit Airlines, the company she booked a round-trip ticket with, canceled all their flights after going out of business early Saturday morning.
It's crazy.
Spirit's last flight landed in Dallas early Saturday, where air traffic controllers said goodbye to the pilots.
It was a pleasure working with you guys, and I wish you the best.
Then here, thank you very much.
After 2 bankruptcy filings in the last 2 years, the airline ran out of money. Spirit's CEO saying there was no alternative, blaming the sudden rise in fuel prices. Jet fuel prices are now up more than 70% since the war with Iran started.
It's going to change plans, definitely, for traveling. It's definitely going to change plans.
Spirit saying they will offer refunds to customers, but Hargroves tells us she doesn't know how she's going to get her money back.
I just want to know when I'm going to get my refund. You can't get in touch with anybody. We don't know when we're going to get a refund or anything. We're just out of $600.
Wait, 600 on Spirit. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm with you.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Now, hold up. Wait a minute. I get you had to send everybody home. No more flights. But what happened to customer service? You got to have people available to assist these customers because y'all can't just leave people out here stranded and take their money too. Like,
yes,
what? This is too much.
But they did it.
Now, Larry, other airlines like United and JetBlue are offering discounted flights for impacted Spirit flyers. As for Spirit employees, well, about 17,000 people lost their job over the weekend. For now, reporting live from FLL, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
And that's what's so sad about it. 17,000 people. That's a lot of people. Everybody in the company unemployed overnight, just like that. That's crazy. So not only do you have your customers stranded out here, you have some of your employees stranded, and 17,000 of them right now starting the week off with no job.
also stressed the employees who no longer work behind these counters at Terminal 4. Company-wide, Spirit Airlines was forced to let go of 17,000 people. In Broward County, that number is estimated to be about 7,000 to 8,000, according to Broward County Commissioner Michael Udine. Now, the county's unemployment numbers are already inching up now that roughly 8,000 people are suddenly out of work.
Without jobs because of this is something that really affects our region.
Hey guys, Megan Rainey here with KHOU 11 News at Bush Airport. We're reporting, of course, on the shutdown of Spirit Airlines. You can see that there's no one here besides some police officers that are making sure that nobody messes with what is left behind. It was 3 a.m. when the company made that official announcement. Dang. We, of course, heard earlier from some flyers that have been impacted by this, but we wanted to know, how the employees are handling this devastating news. 17,000 employees across the country impacted by the shutdown, hundreds impacted here in Houston. We did speak with a flight attendant. Now, she's been considered a reserve flight attendant because last year she, got a feeling things were going downhill and accepted a voluntary furlough. So she's kind of just been on standby and been able to become a teacher since then and start a second career just because she had a feeling that things just weren't going great with the company. But she has plenty of friends that are stranded trying to get back to home to Houston and are now trying to figure out what they're going to do, if they're going to stay in aviation or not. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I've been seeing like some of the jokes about Spirit, with the business closing. I don't think those jokes are funny because, almost 20,000 people in the middle of the night lost their jobs. I don't think that's really funny. And ultimately, this is going to cost a lot of people a lot of money in different ways.
I have to agree. It's not funny. We're talking about a lot of people. Luckily, she got out and found another job before this all went down. She's a teacher now. But yeah, she's right. This is not funny. People have bills to pay, and the bills won't stop coming just because Spirit went out of business. So they're going to have to find more work because, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that 1-year emergency fund to be able to float thousands of dollars worth of bills every month without any current income.
Enjoyed the company. The company gave me the opportunity to fly. So it's kind of sad waking up this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning knowing that the company's completely gone.
You were in New Jersey when you found out this information. How did that go down? I mean, were you just put on a flight? Were you sent an email?
Well, a lot of the social media was coming out. It was already telling us that Spirit was going to go under at 3 o'clock. The deal didn't go through, whatever deal that they was working on. So I set my alarm clock for 3 a.m.
No, not
and then once it went off, I immediately just went to spiritbooking.com and it showed that all the flight had canceled.
I bet that was just a pit in your stomach came through. I mean, what was that like?
It was like, okay, how am I going to pay these bills? Because I just purchased a new home, South Georgia. So I'm 60. So I was hoping to retire another 2 years because I have the 10 years feathered in plus the company years and I can retire. So it's like I'm just got to start all over again.
Wow. And he just purchased a new house. That's crazy.
Fellow colleague of mine called me and she was like, hey, are you okay? Like, I know everything's probably canceled. And I'm like, cancel? What do you mean? So I go and I check all my itineraries and I check my email and it says like, hey guys, this is what we're moving forward. If you are somewhere, this is what we're going to do. This is our procedure. This is our process.
You mentioned you were part of the furlough. So you left and you came back is what I'm hearing?
That's correct. I did. So they only had a selective amount of people to come back. So I was grateful to be one of them. They opened it up to a lot of flight attendants, but some of them were very hesitant about coming back, which was very understandable, and they were very understanding about that.
Did they warn you that this could happen if you come back?
Well, we all knew what the chances were. I mean, the reality is social media itself, we were very aware like of what was going on. So, but they also did elaborate that as well. Like, hey guys, we're trying our best. And they kept us informed the entire way. So it wasn't just like we were blindsided completely.
Now, I did get an update from Asia that she ended up getting a paid-for flight back home to her home base of Atlanta, and she said she's going to start looking for jobs as a flight attendant with other companies.
Glad she got back home to Atlanta with no problem. Everybody loved her interview. I don't think she's going to have a problem getting with another airline. At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. Real people, real lives affected. That flight attendant stranded in Houston and all of her colleagues, didn't ask for any of this. She just showed up to her job, had no clue they would shut down that day so fast, handled herself with grace. So Spirit may be going, but something tells me she's going to have a breakthrough and she'll be just fine. You have thousands of employees right now trying to recover from this. She's one of them. And it's crazy because I see a lot of people just like her that really like their jobs. Flight attendants signing off their last flight after 7, 11, 15, 25 years with the company. That's a long time. So hopefully they're going to all be able to find work somewhere else. It's so secret. Spirit struggled for the last several years, starting back in 2020 during the pandemic. You started hearing about the mounting debt and losses. Then with the 2 bankruptcy filings in just 1 year, the first filing in November 2024, the second one came less than a year later in August 2025. But they've been struggling trying to merge with Frontier first, then JetBlue, and then the rising fuel cost with this stupid war we're in right now with Iran was the icing on the cake. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. I want to thank everybody who supported this channel.
All right,
you
shout
can show
out.
your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. I just wanted to talk about that. I was actually getting ready to watch it. And then I looked, I said, hey, get ready to get started with my show. I said, how about we watch it together? I don't know how I feel about this. I know we can point the finger and the blame, but I'm just wondering, was Spirit too budget friendly? Too ultra, what is it called? Ultra low fare? Was it too ultra? Maybe it should have just been, low fare or sort of kind of low, but not really. I wonder if that's what put them in this trick bag. Now, I do have some friends that travel Spirit quite often. I have a relative that was like, I think they used to have like some get up and go plan where you can pay so much a year and you can just fly whenever for a very low, even lower price than what they're usually for. I feel I hate it for the persons that work with Spirit because I know that, of course, they wanted better. They wanted to retire as that man did. I just wondered, did they have, I would like to see, like, when they do an autopsy on Spirit, I wonder what it would be like. Were they just running too lean and not able to, like, sock away money? If you had mounting debt, it sounds like you weren't, maybe they should have changed their prices. Maybe they should have went from ultra low to like just a base rate. Because I think Spirit, like your seat was something ridiculous, but then you had to pay for all the other accoutrements, like baggage and headphones and a seatbelt or whatever. Like you had to pay for all that other stuff. Maybe they should have just kind of raised their prices to a set standard that would allow them to hit all their numbers. I don't know, man. I hate it for them. And that is another option as relates to traveling that certain people are not going to have anymore. So now those people got left or stranded, wherever they got stranded or left, they got to figure it out. And that's kind of bad to hear. So, I see this comment right here. I don't think it had anything really truly to do with gas prices. I don't believe so either. I do think it's because of the impediment of the Democrats to not allow them to merge with Frontier. Or allow the merger JetBlue. If they'd allow that to happen, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So, but you think there's a few things that culminate, right? I believe, like, hey, if they were able to merge, that would have fixed it. If they had dealt with their spending, maybe that would have fixed it. If they had changed their pricing model, maybe that would have fixed it. I think there's several different things that could all be true to some degree, shape, or form in this regard. So shout out to them. Thank you, everybody who's already jumped into the best live chat on the internet. I really do appreciate you. Tonight, I wanted to do something. A couple people have asked me, can I discuss what has been said about Erika Kirk from Jason Whitlock and the Jason Whitlock show, and then of course PBD. I'm a little bit conflicted. We are gonna look at these. I'm a little bit bothered by it, and I'm gonna talk about what my concerns are. And I'm noticing this grumbling. I'm noticing this drumbeat, the steady drumbeat from all over the place that Erika Kirk should step down. Erika Kirk should step down. I even got a video from Baron Coleman. He said it yesterday. I got all these other people, and it's funny. These people that profess or say that they rock with Charlie Kirk, they rock with Turning Point. They're doing something that to me doesn't seem consistent. And we'll talk about it during the video. So let me get this one queued up. I already got it queued up. What am I talking about? Let me get it in. I'm gonna go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, and we're gonna start with the Jason Whitlock one. But before we do that, thank you to everybody who's already jumped in. Texas Mom, I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Always good to see you, Rita. Hello to you. Giselle's already angry. We started off already. The Honey Bunny Empress is in the building. They always hated Charlie. Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about that. Yeah, it's just a form of trolling. I think I want to talk about it. We're going to talk about it while we look at Jason Whitlock as well as PBDs. I have a different, I'm bothered by it. I don't like the way that it's being unpacked, if you will. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get this party rocking. All right, now y'all know real quick, that's not me. Okay, can we all agree now that this guy is not me? All right, so stop writing stuff saying you hate what I said. I ain't say it. It's him. He said it. All right. The wrong Jason. All right. He's the one that said it. Let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
People are going to hate me for saying this, for repeating this. But Erika, Kirk, step away from TPUSA. You're doing too much. I said this at the very beginning of this when you took the assignment of replacing Charlie Kirk. Not the proper role. You've got 2 young kids. Go be a mother to them. Once you step into that CEO role of an important political organization with international influence, no one's going to give you, oh, she's a grieving widow, let's cut her a break. No, what they're going to do is focus in on you're the CEO of a political organization with international influence, and they're going to talk about you and discuss everything about you and be critical of you. That's what goes along with being the CEO. You clearly can't handle it. The video you put out yesterday, 15 minutes.
The fact that he put this video up, this is why I said I wasn't going to actually do the video until I saw this, where he put up the AI video of Erika. This is not real. This is AI. And so that's why I don't believe that Jason Whitlock is being genuine. But let me let him tease it out. Let's go.
It's attacking your critics, casting yourself as a victim. Your explanation of why you attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You wanted to go confront your critics. Erika, your critics were not at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Those were primarily your allies. No one in the media.
I really want you, if you haven't paid attention to this, please pay attention to Jason Whitlock knows something unique about Erika that I don't know if anybody else knows. This is very interesting that he can look through the monitors, look through the television, and know something about her that nobody else knows. Watch this.
The mainstream media, people at CNN, people at MS Now, people at Fox News, they're not attacking you, not in a real way. Fox News celebrates you, and MS Now and CNN mostly leave you alone. You were not there to confront your critics. And I know you told a story that you were and that you did, but that's not it. You went because you wanted to have fun. You like going to fun political events.
So Jason knows that she went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner to have fun. He knows that she went there to go have fun and be in a fun place. He knows that because he knows that what she said wasn't true according to him. And therefore, he knew that she's just there to have a great time. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, we're going to unpack it. Let's go, Jason.
You got 2 kids. Go raise them. All the heat, all the criticism will go away by attacking Drewski, by attacking Candace Owens, by attacking people that say like, hey man, TPUSA is a powerful organization. The last CEO just got assassinated. That's not a woman's job. Those of us that have pointed that
out. Okay, I got to stop. I got to bring it in. Okay, let's just talk about it real quick. The last CEO got assassinated. That's not a woman's job. Do you see how generic he's making that sound? The last CEO got assassinated. It's not a woman's job. Ma'am, the CEO was her husband. The replacement CEO is his wife. Maybe you should bring that up. It might, again, and I believe even at the beginning, I said I think Erika Kirk should fill in the role, but later on they should look to replace her because of the pressure of being a wife. This is before the foolishness started. But I digress. I want to make sure I'm being fair with what my assessment has been. Why are you treating it like it's just like they just found some lady walking down the street and say, hey, will you be CEO? It's almost as if these people are, well, I don't think they're doing this unintentionally. I think they're doing this intentionally. They're forgetting the fact that Charlie Kirk wanted Erika Kirk to be the CEO. It's not like she just wanted to and bogarted her way in, throwing stilettos and elbows. He wanted her to fill this role. Whether it was the best idea, we can have that discussion. But we can't say that she just did it on her own. But here's the part that I find so interesting. We are watching men who themselves have not stepped up and said, I will take on the role at TPUSA. I will take the figurehead position so I can catch all the slings and arrows. But they are very, very comfortable, Baron Coleman, very, very comfortable, Jason Whitlock, very, very comfortable, PBD and crew, and the countless others, men who could step up and do that. If they are so bothered by watching a woman not do what she's supposed to be doing, according to their testimony, why are you not stepping up, Jason Whitlock, to fill in the role? Why are you not raising your hand and say, hey, I'll come and do it? If you all are willing for me, I will do it. I will step in. It's funny because the only people that are standing strong and solid for Erika are the same ones that are fine with her running the ship. And they recognize that she's doing this out of the love and respect for her husband. Is this not some dude that they done found at the mall? It's not somebody over at Sam's Club serving samples on Saturday saying, hey, you want to be CEO? Come on over here, let's go. No, like, and they're also, and I do think that this is the ultimate goal of this is to destroy TPUSA. I totally believe that. Because who else would know more perfectly what Charlie Kirk was doing? Who else would know more intimately what Charlie Kirk wanted in the vision for TPUSA moving into the future? Like, stop acting like this. So to watch these guys, again, nothing is stopping Jason Whitlock from saying, hey, TPUSA board, I'll step in. I see Erika's catching it left and right. I'll step in. But they're not doing it. But they're quick to say Erika needs to step down. But they're not saying, okay, she stepped down today. Who gonna step into place? Because see, what's gonna happen? What I think is gonna end up happening, Erika may very well step down eventually. I don't think she will, but let's say if she does. Somebody like Ben Shapiro will step in. Somebody else will be willing to step up, and then everybody else gonna get in there, feel the little tighty whitey's gonna be all in a twist in. And like nothing is stopping PBD from right now saying, hey, I'm willing to come up there and serve for a year to help y'all keep everything going and moving in the right direction in honor of my friend Charlie. But y'all quick to say his wife can't be the leader, but you're not giving any real solutions. Let's finish this up.
Out. We're not the bad guys. We're actually looking out for you, your kids, and what you as a woman can handle. You clearly can't handle the heat that goes along with being the CEO of a internationally powerful political organization. If you could handle it, the people that say like you shouldn't be the CEO of a political organization, you'd let that roll off your back. Yes, you would be upset with Candace Owens. I get that. But if you're really qualified for being the CEO, you'd let that roll off your back because you know you can't win that battle. Drewski, right now, I guarantee you, is in a studio with white paint on his face, dressed up as you, preparing his next skit. The outfit you chose was comical, just easy to satire. I don't know if you're...
I find it interesting. And look, we're guys, right? Guys. Nobody critiques men like that. Have you ever watched some of the sports shows that are on and looked at some of the attire of the guys that are there? Does anybody ever go into deep detail about what Cam Newton wears? Just do a research. Just do a quick Google search of what Cam Newton wears. Dude, I've never heard of. Why are you, as a man, critiquing whether or not what you didn't like that she wore black on black on black? In honor of her, I'm wearing black on black on black. Like, but nobody cares. Nobody even probably even noticed that I had black on black. Like, again, it's just such a piddly, sassy, goofball type of critique. And Jason Whitlock ought to be ashamed of himself. I'll be honest with you. He just needs to be ashamed. Bongino stands up for him. I did a video this morning about Dan. I mean, and maybe Dan could step up. But again, instead of saying that she needs to step down, why are these men not stepping in to provide support if you believe in support? TPUSA. Why are you not? Not a thing is stopping you from being support staff. Not a thing is stopping you from picking up the phone, reaching out, saying, what do you need so that we can continue to help preserve Charlie Kirk's legacy? But nope, his wife shouldn't have wore was that a black turtleneck with a black hat. Nope, she shouldn't have did that. That's terrible. These people are goofballs, man. Just goofy, man. Jason Whitlock is trash. Let's go.
You're a good or bad person. I assume you're a lot like me and everybody else. Your intentions are good, but you're flawed. I don't know or really care. What I do know is you're not built for this level of combat. Women aren't built for this level of combat. I'm sorry to have to break that news. The girl bosses in the left wing, the girl bosses in the right wing, they're all going to hate me for telling you the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Women aren't built for combat. We've known that for hundreds of thousands of years. Politics right now.
Where's the combat coming from, I wonder? Like, why are you not standing up and saying, do you feel like the combat is authentic, Jason? Maybe that's the question we need to ask. Maybe Jason Whitlock actually thinks that the critique of Erika is honest. I don't think that it's honest. I don't believe it's coming from a genuine concern for her, her children, TPUSA, Charlie, or anything. I think it comes from a position of hate. So maybe Jason Whitlock actually thinks that this woman is legitimate. Maybe he thinks Candace is legitimate. Drewski is authentic. Maybe that's what he thinks. Maybe somebody should ask him to stand up and like, hey, what is your actual position on the quote unquote battle that Erika Kirk is under? TPUSA was besieged the moment Charlie Kirk's body hit the ground. The besiegement had started. So what is your position on that, Jason?
Now is a super violent combat sport. If you can't take the slings and arrows that come out of people's mouths, you're not fit for leadership of a political organization. I speak this truth not to harm you, but to advise you, because perhaps your friends aren't giving you the proper advice. Stand down. Let some man take the criticism that goes along with being the CEO of a powerful political organization. It's time to raise your two young children. This is where I think
when I was a school teacher, one of my rules was don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. So if a child was having an issue in class with another child, they need to figure it out and then come tell me what they did to figure it out. Now, they always knew the very last thing that you can do is put your hands on somebody else's child. So I don't care if little Johnny was bothering little Bobby and little Bobby got up and said, I'm going to go walk and sit on the other side of the room in the reading center, or I'm going to go sit with some other friends at lunch, or I'm going to go somewhere else on the playground. And he says, hey, Mr. Whitaker, little Tommy was bothering me while I was at recess. Little Tommy was messing with me at lunch, but I went and did this. Like, okay, shout out. I like that you went and solved the problem. Don't bring me no more problems. I'm old. I already have problems enough of my own. So I appreciate you solving the problem. Go get yourself something out the treasure chest. Absolutely. Hey, little Tommy, come here real quick. So we would deal with that accordingly. Now, that being said, our solutions were never to put our hands on anybody. Because I told him, I said, hey, once you put your hands on somebody else's child, I'm not breaking it up. I don't break up fights. So if you start a fight, you better be able to finish it all the way to the office. Because I don't break up fights. I don't do that. And I told their parents that from the beginning. If your child comes in here saying, my mama said to put my hand, if somebody put their hands on me to punch them back, hey, then I guess you need to be leaving from your certified nursing position. You need to leave from Waffle House. You need to get off the road trucking and come on up here and deal with it, because I'm not breaking up anybody's fights with anybody's children. Your child puts their hands on somebody and they get punched in the mouth and they going back and forth. That's going to be what happens. I'm going to call the office and we're going to just let them figure it out. Well, but Mr. Whitaker, you ain't going to break up no fights? Nope, sure ain't. We fix problems here. Putting our hands on people is not fixing the problem. So now what are you going to do? You better not send your child up in here with that dumb stuff about, my mama said if somebody hit me, guess what? Then your mama need to come deal with it then. I didn't have any fights in my classroom because of that. So my point is here. Jason Whitlock is not bringing a solution. He's just saying, put another man in the position. Well, Jason, who's the man? Why don't you be the man, Jason Whitlock? Why don't you say, you know what? Since I have this big brain idea, I see the problem rather. You're not built for this, and women aren't built for combat and blah, blah, blah. Well, then Jason Whitlock, why don't you roll your dumb self over there and ask, can you be CEO? Position yourself to take the helm and lead, since you're so concerned about it. Because you seem to be so concerned about the well-being of Erika and her children, the well-being of Charlie's legacy. Why are you not stepping in saying, let me step in here and be the support? Because I do believe that Turning Point should continue. I do believe in Charlie's vision. I don't think that Erika should be taking all this heat and such of that nature. I will put myself in harm's way. He's not going to do that because he's just a yapper. He's just a busybody.
Attacks Drewski and Candace Owens and those people like myself. And I don't think she's talking about me, but who knows? Maybe she
don't care.
But people like me that are like, hey, I don't think she should be CEO. She's got 2 young kids. I think she should be a grieving widow at home, worried about her kids. And
what do you think they ultimately want to see? What do they want to see? I think they want to see the collapse of TPUSA. I think they want to see TPUSA shoved into the dustbin of history and its progress to be sullied and trampled underfoot. That's what I think they want. I don't think you care about her and her 2 kids. Her and her 2 kids could be living under a bridge. Y'all would not bat any more of an eye than you did when she was running TPUSA and doing speaking events. You don't care. You care about whether or not TPUSA exists. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't see any way that I am, though. How am I wrong?
Basically says that lump us all in the same group. Drewski, people that think like, hey, I don't think a woman should be the head of the TPUSA, and Candace Owens. Let's play side 8.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
This fighter, because she's striking a tone of that she's the fighter and she's here for it and she's going after Candace Owens. Well, she starts out attacking Drewski. It's a mistake. You're inviting Drewski to do.
I'm sorry. I think Jason Whitlock wants Drewski to do another skit on her. And you know what? Whatever. Like, why? This is such an interesting take. And Jason Whitlock professes to be a Christian. I'm quick to say people are phony, false, and fake Christians. And I will say the same thing about Jason Whitlock. I will. He's a phony, false, and fake convert. I got lots of questions about his conversion. But let me bring this back up. Why is it that he, in his own alleged Christian ethic, doesn't see his place in helping support Erika and the vision of TPUSA? Why has his Christian faith not caused him to say, you know what, let me help her out rather than dog her out? Let me see what we can do to help her out instead of dragging her anymore. Because somebody did say this, and I do want to shout out this very kind super from Ninja right here. The real question is, why are we not addressing how violent our society has become instead of turning on Erika? No CEO should ever fear for their life. Shout out. Thank you so much for the very kind 10. And you are right on the button. you're not calling out Drewski, because I guarantee you, if Drewski had made fun of somebody involved in Jason Whitlock's life, he wouldn't be giving him duck and cover. I mean, Drewski just loves to. He's just a edgelord type of comedian. His stuff isn't funny. He's just going to be very, very offensive, and there it is. That's what it is. So let that be what it is. But why is he not calling out the fact that, hey, somebody shouldn't be feeling like their lives are in peril because they go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, because they're going to an event to talk to college students. They shouldn't feel like this is going to be the last time, their last day on earth. That's wild work. But Jason Whitlock doesn't have a problem with that. SC Dog up in the building says this with the 5. Misogyny presented as concern is still misogyny. I wish these men would just shut up. Yeah, I agree 100%. And we're going to say, I think it's worse on the Patrick Beck Davis PBD video, in my opinion. I think they're actually worse. So thank you so much for that kind 5. Let's get this finished.
More skits on you. And comedians are going to crack jokes on high-profile political figures. And when you sign up and ascend to the position of CEO of TPUSA, you're a high-profile political figure. That makes you a target for comedic ridicule and mockery. Drewski has done that. Candace Owens put out a tweet saying like, hey, Drewski's done a skit on me, or people have mocked me and I've told them it's funny. I've done, she's like, I've been through it and others have been through it. I get mocked all the time. A lot of people.
So because you get mocked by it, she should be okay with it. I don't think that's a pound for pound, no pun intended. I don't think that's a pound for pound comparison. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you just don't find it humorous. You just say, hey, you're mocking me, and I don't like that. Is that okay to say? No, sure. Should she, or could she rather have just ignored it? Yeah, she could have. And I think probably was the best thing to have done was just to ignore them. But if she didn't, does that mean she's bad? She can't be CEO because she said, this is inappropriate. Like, I guarantee you, everybody would be in their feelings if a white comedian did that and put blackface on and made fun of Jason Whitlock. People be in their feelings if a white female comedian did that and put blackface on and made fun of Candace Owens. You would not be like, he, that was just funny. You would not do it. So stop acting all brand new. If it was bad for Drewski, then it's bad for you. Stop it. But I guarantee you, somebody did it. Who was it? Logan Paul. He was talking about he was gonna do that. And I guarantee you, they would have been every bit of losing their minds about it. It's just inconsistency. It's the inconsistent part to me.
It's a combat sport. Politics. This whole culture war. Comedians are going to crack jokes. It's a mistake to respond with a video responding emotionally. The second part of that, if you ascend to the CEO position of one of the most powerful political organizations in the world, there will be people that will question your qualifications and fitness for those jobs.
I agree with that. But let me ask you a question. Why is she in the position? She didn't just come in there throwing stilettos and elbows. She's there because her husband wanted her to be there. So by de facto, you all are judging her late husband's wishes for her to take the helm. And you yourself are providing zero solutions. You're just saying, hey, Erika, your husband, he was a dodo head. He didn't really mean for you to take the lead at Turning Point. He was just young and dumb. We don't really have another solution, but we just know that what he did was wrong. He was wrong. That's all. Thank you. Like, what's your solution? I think it's fair to say, even before, whenever Erika put out the video, I think it's fair to say she knew that a lot of people did not want her to be CEO of Turning Point. I think that's fair. In the chat, do you think that's fair? Put fair if you think it's fair to say she already knew that people did not want her to be CEO, whether it been from Candace or Jason Whitlock or anywhere else down the food chain. I think she already knew that. Do y'all agree? I'm just looking real quick. Put fair in the chat if you agree that it's fair to say that she probably already knew that. Right? I think it's fair. And I've said it too. If she said, hey, I'm gonna be CEO for 8 months while we find somebody else to take the lead because I've said it. I said, I'm fine with that. But she's also, I don't see anybody stepping in to help her out. I see a lot of people armchair quarterbacking the girl. Like, and Jason Whitlock, if you had the chutzpah to come on and say, hey, I'm willing to move to Arizona for 8 months to help because I do believe in TPUSA and Charlie's vision. I just don't think that you should be the helm. If they all have me, here's my credentials. Here I am. I'm willing to be support. And I'll take all the arrows because Lord knows he's a big enough target. Like, I don't see anybody actually saying, hey, all I hear them saying is Erika don't need to be there. I don't see anybody saying or hear anybody saying otherwise, hey, I'm willing to step in. Here I am, TPUSA, use me. Nobody's saying that. But everybody's got something to say, like Black Sigma up in here. Shout out to Black Sigma. My only critique on Erika is not fitting the final lawsuit against Candace, which she refused to let me give. That's a good point. I do disapprove of that as well. Shout out to Black Sigma with the 5. We'll talk about lawsuits later. Matter of fact, tomorrow we got Tracy Martin coming on, who's Erika's very good friend and mentor. She's coming on the show 9:00 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Tuesday. Come on by. I think she's got some good insight pertaining to that and why. We have some things that she and I are going to talk about, but she is more than willing to answer all of your questions. So a lot of your questions out there, a lot of your questions. So be ready tomorrow, 9:00. Let's go, Jason.
It's not an unfair thing. It goes along with the job. And this is why from day one, when she ascended this position, I was like, hey, man, this is a mistake. And Christian men need to be telling her this is a mistake. We're in a culture war where presidents and CEOs of political organizations are being attacked, killed, assassination attempts. And we saw Charlie Kirk as the CEO of TPUSA get killed. And so there are men like me that are like, hey, man, it's killing time. It's a war time. It's an era of massive combat. This is no place for a woman to run to the front lines of that.
I got no problem with it, but sir, then you should be running up there to take her place. The only reason she's up there is because you haven't rolled your fat self up there. That's the problem. You busy armchair quarterbacking, talking smack and yippity yapping, but she's actually doing. Maybe Jason Whitlock feels bad about the fact that he isn't doing anything. He is not moving the ball forward. He's not moving the chains. He's not getting inches upon inches and yards upon yards. He's not making any progress in the game. He knows he's sitting in the stand watching Erika get pummeled as a quarterback, and he's just talking about it. Erika, you shouldn't be the quarterback. You shouldn't be out there the quarterback. Well, get yourself out there then, sir. Put yourself out there. As it was already said, how odd it is that we're talking about a politically violent situation. Like, what is wrong with our society that we are dealing with political discord and political disagreements with violence? And please miss me with any of this other foolishness that you're probably typing. Say that for somebody else that believes you're dumb fairy tales. We're only talking about one part. One party is doing this. We're not talking about anybody else. One party's doing it. So just stop it. So I'm just wondering, like, Jason, why are you not doing it? If you claim to be a Christian man and this bothers you so much, where is your Christian ethic to get out there and go do something, Jason Whitlock?
They're not built for it. And I'm not a sexist pig for saying that. Men have fought that for hundreds of thousands of years. Women and children, stay back. There's some combat that's going to have to go on. The woman's womb, I've explained this in detail, is more precious than a man's private part. One man's private part can replenish the world. You need a lot of wombs to replenish the world. You need a lot of women, and that's why we protected women from combat. We understood biblically they're the weaker vessel. That's God's words, not mine, not ours. And we held.
I am so glad Jason Whitlock said that. Whatever he just said, I'm gonna back that up. I have no clue. I have no idea what he just said. I have no idea what he said. And this is a great point. Thank you, Miss Magna Mandy. Her husband died. Why are y'all not stepping in to provide cover for her if you're not going to actually step in and say, look, you don't need to be CEO. I'll do it. I'll take all the heat. Because again, none of y'all are doing it, but y'all sure got something to say. Watch. I'm going to back this up. I have no idea what he was saying. But Jason Whitlock says some stuff that really is concerning me.
God's words, not mine, replenish the world. And children, stay back. There's some combat that's going to have to go on. The woman's womb, I've explained this in detail.
I don't need any more.
Is more precious than a man's private part. One man's private part can replenish the world. You need a lot of wombs to replenish the world. You need a lot of women, and that's why we protected women from combat. We understood biblically they're the weaker vessel. That's God's words, not mine, not ours. And we held them in such high regard and high value. Hey, combat's breaking out. Men.
Do you kick women? Do you want women to be on your sports channels? I mean, following this man's logic, if it gets a little bit too spicy at the local wherever, women don't need to be there because they're precious. Jason, I don't think Jason follows us all the way out into. I don't believe he follows us out. I have no idea what he was talking about. I'm sorry. And maybe in email management, if you better understand that, and I'm just slow today. If you understood what he was talking about, please let me know. It's funny that he brings in at the end an allusion to a biblical claim that women are the weaker vessel. I don't think anybody really argues that. But you're not making a solution. You're just telling her to walk off the field, not for a replacement quarterback to step in, or that somebody more qualified, as you feel, to step in. You're just saying, put the ball down and walk away. Like, what's that going to do to the team? This is some crazy work.
They're going to go off to war. We'll sacrifice our lives. This has been a long-standing tradition. We're in an era of political combat. Erika Kirk, no woman, is built for this. And I'm sorry if that's offensive, but it's just a fact. And I'm not the only one that thinks that way. As it relates to her final point, that Candace Owens is saying that that Erika killed her husband. And look, haven't watched everything Candace has put out. Candace has certainly, I think it's fair for people to say that Candace Owens has raised speculation, conversation that perhaps Erika Kirk was not as loyal to her husband as Candace would like for her to be, or that Erika Kirk, in some useful idiot way, was a pawn in an assassination attempt on Erika Kirk. I don't think it's fair to say that Candace Owens has, said Erika Kirk killed Charlie Kirk. But I do think it's fair to say that Candace Owens has been hypercritical of Erika Kirk and said that she's some sort of useful idiot and or pawn in a plot to kill Charlie Kirk. That's a fair criticism of Candace Owens.
So you don't disagree with what she said. And I was looking it up, and we've all seen this. I'm not going to do it, but we've all seen the multitude of clips out there of her saying that she believes Erika killed Charlie Kirk. That's no longer speculation. That's no longer like whispers. Everybody knows she said it. So let's just stop pretending like she didn't. Like Jason Whitlock said that he's a Christian. Stop pretending like you're not a Christian then, sir, and stand up and say, yeah, that's what the woman said. She said that. I was talking to a content creator, and I don't want to ruin what he called me about and wanted to talk about an idea that he was having about this topic, about the things that Candace has said, that she now said, well, I didn't say that. He wanted to, we kind of fleshed it out, and it's very provocative. She's doing that intentionally. There's no doubt, no question. You'll never beat those charges. She's doing that on purpose so that her useful Cantifa will say, well, she never said that, when she clearly is saying that. I'm not fabricating it. I'm not making it up. You just ignore it because you don't want her to, you want to say, well, she didn't say this word specifically. But she did. She said a whole bunch of things around it. And I think she gave the definition of it. She just didn't say the word. Well, there we go. All right, let's finish this up.
I just don't think Erika Kirk should be responding to this type of speculation.
Okay. All right. That was Jason Whitlock. And yeah, I think he's to call somebody a useful idiot, I think is very appropriate for him to say that, because I think he is a useful idiot. This is so much bigger than just this foolishness that he's saying. And I'm like, if you are so concerned, and we're going to talk about, now we're going to look at the PBD, and we're going to see, like, if you're so concerned, why are you not volunteering to assist? If you're so concerned, why are you not standing up saying, hey, I'll go and, you know what, I'm going to take a leave of absence for 6 months and go be CEO or join the board or wherever else you can be a part and help, because I believe in Charlie's vision and I want to see TPUSA led well. And I don't want to see my friend or my colleague or comrade, Charlie Kirk's wife, taking all these bullets. I want to be there to get in the fray. Why are they not saying that? And it just seems odd. Like, but y'all, everybody's got an opinion, but they don't have a solution. And again, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. Tell me how you're going to fix the problem. Now, sure, can I just walk up on the door and knock on the door and say, hey, I want to be CEO? No, that's not going to happen. But my goodness, in the morning, if 5 very qualified men stepped in and said, hey, can we call and ask, how can we help? I bet you they'll find a way to help you, for you to get in there and get your hands dirty instead of sitting there talking that foolishness. What you think, Ninja? Ninja says that so Jason is okay with Candace spreading spreading and slander. I think he meant to say lies and slander or gossip and slander. The biblical plank in his eye comes to mind. Yeah, Jason, he's okay with that stuff that she's doing. He has no smoke, no issue with Candace, but he has every problem with Erika, which is wild work. Thank you so much, man. SC Dog has been a member for 3 months. He has a lot to say about women leaders, but I bet he voted for Kamala. I don't quote me on this. I want to say he voted for Trump, but I don't know that emphatically. So I do apologize about that. I don't know who Jason voted for. Jason Whitlock voted for. I bet you would have voted for Kamala if it was coming up this November, though. Many of Erika's critics would have attacked any CEO that took over TPUSA because they don't like TPUSA. Thank you, Greg, for the 10 and for the very smart commentary. Because remember, Candace was mad about anybody that when Charlie Kirk first died and there was a vacuum, nobody knew who was going to be CEO. She said she was going to raise all kinds of cane about whoever they selected if they didn't select the person that she wanted, which she never did say who it was. But I think she wanted herself to be CEO. But you get my point. Y'all, all right, this one's a little bit longer. So I'm going to try to tease it out a little bit. Thank you to everybody who's already jumped in to the best live chat on the internet. We got about 170 tapping in. I greatly, greatly appreciate. What did a biblical worldview say? He didn't vote for Kamala. He voted for Trump. Okay. This was the first time, you're right, he had ever voted in all his 58 years. I do remember that. Thank you so much, A Biblical Worldview. I appreciate you. She told us Ben Shapiro's going to take over. Yeah, this is what Candace said in the beginning. She also said that Mikey McCoy was trying to become Charlie. But Mike McCoy was allegedly her leak. Okay, got you. I don't know what, when I say Candace Owens is an IQ test, I really do mean it. Like, she is playing her bass like a fiddle. Her bass is getting played. All right, let's go at it. Let's get at it. Let's go.
We all know what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. There was a clip of Erika Kirk running out saying, "I just want to go home." And that created a lot of people talking about it. And then Erika Kirk, in the last few weeks, Drewski did that one thing with her. You got a lot of comments that are being made about her. And then she reacted to it. Rob, I can't do 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
It's right off the beginning.
Oh, okay. So, and she came up and she said a few words of why she went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and the market reacted. So go ahead, Rob, play the clip.
We may have big problems with illegal immigration in this country. I have to tell you, we have an even bigger problem when it comes to the systemic indoctrination and radicalization of our own citizens. This is what got my husband killed. This is what has led to 3 legitimate attempts on President Trump's life. And I can speak firsthand to that unbearable toll that this must take on our First Lady. There has never been a president who has faced this many assassination attempts in Americans' entire history. And after each one, the reaction from the far left has been, at best, a shrug, and in some cases, a sick disappointment that the shooter was unsuccessful. We are all human beings. And if you can just pause.
I don't
and
think,
just
Rob, this is the
take
one
a
that went
minute and
viral. It
ask-
was a short 20-second clip of what she said.
This one
Is
right
this
here.
the one? Go ahead.
Yep.
Play this clip. Go ahead, Rob.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
Okay, Vinny, your thoughts.
Before I even say anything, because I know where people are going to go, by the way, I prayed for this woman. I actually want her to succeed. I want nothing but the best for her and Charlie's children, number one, but she needs to step away as soon as possible.
And notice he's not going to throw himself in there and say, I pray for her and the legacy of Charlie Kirk. I'm on my way. I'm tendering my resignation from PBD. I'm coming to stand in the gap. Nothing. Step down for what? If you want her to succeed and she just walks away, what does that do? Like, I actually don't think these people are even serious. Like, I don't even think they're even serious.
Okay, it's gone on.
Step away, as in like away
As
from.
as CEO, Pat, get out of there. You said this a while ago, but be the chair, be there. But this is like, if you're trying to replace Charlie Kirk, God rest his soul, it's impossible. You cannot do it. All right?
I don't think Erika Kirk rolled over out of her bed and said, "Oh, I'm going to go replace my husband." Like it's almost. I think they're doing this on purpose. I don't think they're unintentionally this ignorant. Like, she's not doing it on her own strength. She's not doing it because she has nothing better to do. You may or may not remember, Vinny, that her husband was assassinated. Like, that wasn't something that she just stepped up and said, "Oh, I would just want to do this. This should be fun. This will be real great." Like, the idiot ideas. Because let's just be honest, before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, many people didn't even know who Erika Kirk was. So if she wanted to lay low and just be in the background, she was in the ideal place. That wicked move of Tyler Robinson is what pushed her out there into the forefront. She wasn't out there trying to be in the forefront. She was actually in the background. She was doing what Candace Owens probably alludes to, making him a sandwich. She was not out there trying to be in the front. She was doing a little speaking here, a little bit of touring there, but she wasn't trying to be in the foreground, in the front. This is because of her husband. But nothing is stopping you, Vinny.
He was the CEO of a huge international organization, of political organization, Pat. He's irreplaceable. You're not going to do it. And I'm sorry. And people are going to be butthurt. How dare you, grieving widow? Enough with that nonsense. I'm not talking about none of that. I feel for her, okay? Because she thought that she could replace Charlie Kirk. You can't. Andrew Colvin.
No. It's just funny. She thought she could replace Charlie Kirk. Where did she say that? Show me where she said, "Oh, I can just take his place." Show me where it happened. Where did it go? Where did it happen? Nowhere. It didn't happen. My man over here dressed like the Sopranos. It didn't happen. Forget about it. It didn't happen, my dude. Just stop. You're wrong. And again, nothing is stopping you from stepping up and saying, "Hey, I would like to help her out." If you care so much.
Whoever that guy is, they're sitting there doing the Charlie Kirk podcast without Charlie Kirk. Nonsense. Rob, go to their channel. Go to the views of that podcast. Don't even go back and show Charlie's because it's in the millions. I know that we're behind Charlie Kirk. It's working because TPUSA, Pat, they're feeling it, okay? And I'm sorry, you show up to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, okay? You're taking photos with people. People are going to talk about you. You're taking, you went to the VIP thing with whatever his name is. You're taking photos. And then there's a shooting in a place where you know that the biggest targets are there. The president the assassination attempt has already been happened twice.
I've never seen this high. I've never seen victim shaming of this caliber. This is some new age victim shaming. I've never heard this before. How dare you go outside because the president's there and you should know that wherever the president is, he's a target. How dare you go to anything? I've never heard this before. This is some grade A victim shaming. We're going to have to, this will be studied by science. There will be scientists in the next 10 years that study this level of victim shaming because this is a new level. We've now unlocked a new level of victim shaming. I've never heard this before. How dare you go anywhere where somebody high profile could be? So I guess at this point now, you don't go to your company picnic this summer because the CEO might be there and somebody might not like him. How dare you drive down the street past your governor's mansion? You never know. Somebody might not like the governor and do something there. You might be in the mall and little so-and-so might be in the mall and his op might come and want to put his head to bed. How dare you be in Lenox Mall? This is retarded thought process.
Major players are there. You're there. There's a shooting and you're crying saying, "I want to go home." You should be home. You haven't been home. You have 2 children at home. You're about to go on a tour and everything. I'm sorry, Pat. That's a man's job to be the CEO of Turning Point USA, Adam. I don't care what anybody says. That's a man's job. I'm not bashing anything about women, but this is a political, huge organization, all right, with the biggest movement for Republicans, and he helped the president become the president. And I'm sorry, if you can't take the heat, that's what CEOs do. I'm sorry. You went there to confront your critics. Your critics aren't.
Did y'all, that little segment right there, did you hear how much what he said sounded just like what Jason Whitlock said? I'm not saying they're reading the script, but did you notice how much what he said sounded like what Jason Whitlock said? And again, I agree. It might be an emotional. There might be an emotional toll on the person that's in that role, but nothing is stopping this man from stepping up. He's just saying a woman shouldn't lead TPUSA. She needs to get out of here. Get out of here. Go back. Go back. Be with your kids. Go home. But he's not providing a solution of who's going to fill the vacuum. The reason that she is in that position is because there was a vacuum before. The man that was there before happened to be killed. And the vacuum was filled by his wife. Which, by the way, everybody just seems to kind of skip over and let that slide past their head. Who would know more perfectly what the man wanted TPUSA to look like? Again, even though I keep saying that these cats, nothing's stopping them from going to Phoenix and saying, hey, I want to help out. They don't know as much as Erika. Like, I don't understand why their first attempt is to get rid of the person, get rid of the target. Instead of saying that the targetees, those ones who are attacking, they're the ones that's wrong. Because I haven't heard him say anything bad about the person that was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I haven't heard him say anything bad about Cantifa or Candace at all. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. But I don't think he will. Let's go.
There, Erika. They're not there. Fox is there. CNN is there. Those are cool people there. They're not bashing you. You think Candace and all these people are going to show up there? And I'm sorry. And again, I pray for her. You know I do. I genuinely loved Charlie. And I pray for her family. You don't have it. This isn't it. This isn't your bag. Step back. Let somebody else take it. Let somebody.
Who's somebody else then, Vinny? I agree with you, Vinny. If Erika picked the phone up and called you right now, Vinny, and said, Vinny, you're correct. I need to step down. Will you come to Arizona to fill in the role? The board is ready to vote on you. Send me your resume and your credentials. Would you step in, Vinny? Because you just say, let somebody. And I'm hearing the same. I'm hearing the same words as Jason Whitlock, talking about all your friends were at the Correspondents' Dinner. I'm not saying that this is a script that he's speaking from. I'm just saying, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It sure sounds like one.
Else take it. And I say this with pain in my heart. The people behind assassinating Charlie, this is what they wanted, Pat. The movement's weakened. Nobody's watching. You know what I mean? You're replacing it because you want to be in front of the camera. You want to take it and then complain about it. I'm sorry. This is what comes when you want to be the CEO of Turning Point USA, because everybody's coming after you. And when you're in front of the camera, they're all going to talk. We all know that. I guarantee the comments are, half of them are talking crap and half of them are saying Vinny is right. And that's what comes with the territory, because I'm sitting in front of a camera, in front of a mic, Pat. She just be the chair. Sit back. When you go on stage, Pat, fireworks, Erika Kirk, CEO, chair. This isn't the WWE. You have children.
He sounds retarded. He just sounds dumb. He sounds dumb, as if and this is how I know, and we've talked about this before. Lots of people knew nothing about Turning Point until September 10th. And then by September 11th, everybody became like Turning Point USA experts, right? But a lot of people didn't know what about him. So again, that was how Charlie liked to roll out. He liked to come out with the fireworks. And everybody using the WWE comment, but y'all didn't say when Charlie did it. That's some crazy work, man. This is some crazy work, man. But shout out for sure. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ninja, said this with the 5. Is Jason critical of Shamika? And that's the black female that's on Jason Whitlock's show. Shout out. Nope. He only attacks those that are not in his circle. He is a hypocrite. And Shamika definitely, unequivocally needs to be critiqued. Keep going. Thank you so much, Ninja. Again, notice that PBD dismissed the violence Erika was explaining. That it was phantoms, right? By their standards, First Lady of the United States should just shut up and say nothing to Kimmel, because it comes with the territory. Just evil. That's a great point. Shout out for sure. What does Ruben say here? With the 10, Erika is literally trying to keep his legacy alive. And these cats, she over here resuscitating it, trying to resuscitate it, and these dudes dumping water on it. Who do you think would be more invested than her to keep his memory alive? These people are idiots. I agree with Jason. Ruben, thank you so much for the very kind 10. Like, this is embarrassing to watch. And again, whether or not you agree that women should run companies or whatever like that. That's not the argument. If you are so passionate as you are right here, Vinny, why are you not stepping in? Because all you're saying is she should step down, but who should step in her place? What a dummy.
Take care of them. Go be with them. Let somebody take the reign.
Who's somebody?
That's how I feel.
I'll just read the Bible quote.
What? Wait, hold on now. Hold on. We bringing the Bible up in here. I like it. Hold on one second. Hold on. And here we go. I'm here for it. Let's go.
You shall not afflict any widow or orphan child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my anger shall burn hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children orphans. That's from Exodus in the Bible. Whether you believe in God or not, the Bible is very explicit on how to treat a widow. I'm talking about a widow right now. I'll talk about the CEO in a second. I think what people have done to Erika Kirk is just shameful and disgusting, how they're treating this person as a widow. I'll get to the CEO portion in a second. People have to take a long look in the mirror. I'm talking to the people that were dancing on Charlie's grave.
Come on.
I'm talking about the people that are accusing Erika Kirk of killing her husband as if this benefits her at all, as if she wants to be a widow. I don't want to go too far down that path. To me, it's just disgusting. Conversely, if she's in the limelight and she's in the CEO and you're claiming that a woman can't be a CEO or whatever.
I didn't say that. Don't put
a lot of people are.
Not for Turning Point USA.
Be quiet,
Okay?
Vinny.
Well,
then you are. Sorry. Then you are.
I'm not. You just blanketed me saying women can't be CEO.
Okay.
When I said she can't be the CEO of a political organization.
Well, hold on, wait.
CEO was
Why
murdered.
not?
Because that's what comes with it.
Okay.
This is the territory that you're in. You might get shot.
Okay.
You think she can handle that with her 2 kids?
Well,
are you delusional? She can't handle it.
I'm the one defending the widow right now, and
That's
you're criticizing her. And
Adam, you
I'm
took a
delusional.
biblical thing and tried to put it in a
You
place.
who read the Bible every day should read that quote
But
again.
you're taking that.
You
Bible
who read the
quote
Bible every day should
completely
read
out of
that
context.
quote.
I want to hear your final thought.
But,
Keep going.
but my point is this: if you're criticizing a widow, look in the mirror. I'm not saying to you, Vinny.
I know.
I'm saying to the rest of the world. If you want to criticize her as a CEO and saying that this isn't her rightful job, cool, that's cool. But isolate the two. Now for the third point, the whole point that she's crocodile tears, performative. She doesn't really care that her husband was murdered in cold blood. Where are we as a society that we feel like we can just jump down people's throat and criticize every word? And I get it. I got into I don't want to say a debate, a full-fledged conversation with my girlfriend. She goes, something's not right about her. I don't know. The crying, the rings, the outfits. I go, so what are you saying? She's like, well, I don't know. I get a bit weird feeling about her. I go,
that's dumb.
Well, do you think she killed her husband? She goes, no, that's insane. I go, thank you. Because people are conflating her crying and fireworks and her being CEO with killing Charlie. I asked one question. What would Charlie think right now? That's my guiding light. What would Charlie think? He would say, oh my God, I'm hopefully in heaven while my wife is there suffering and being criticized left and right. While her husband has been shot and assassinated, my 2 kids are orphans, and people want to criticize her constantly. I think that Charlie had a plan in place. I think that Turning Point USA had a plan in place. I think that they put her in CEO as a reason. Do I think she's the best possible CEO? I don't. But for now, she's the CEO. Right. And she, in my opinion, is waking up every day, as tough as it is, saying, how can I fulfill what Charlie's legacy is and what he was trying to do? And it's not easy.
I'm going to come back to you, Vinny. Tom, go ahead.
So a couple things. This is a woman who had no time to mourn in the middle of not just the loss of her husband, but a national tragedy with all the weight and all the heaviness and all the media coverage and everything that went with that. And we weren't in the boardroom when the board, this is a nonprofit that has a board. You can go look it up. And there's like 4 highly experienced men that are on the board of this. The board made the decision. Charities have boards, and whatever was in Charlie's wishes or a transition plan, here they are. There it is. David Engelhardt, Doug DeGroat. By the way, Pat, you and I were in a Vistage group with Doug DeGroat, Mike Miller, and Tom Sodika. I said, that's the board. And the board has a fiduciary responsibility to the charity license to make the choice. And they made the choice. And we weren't in there for that choice. But what I've seen unfold is the result on Erika of all the stress and everything that goes with it. How can this be easy? This can't be easy. And
so let me stop for a second, because I really like Adam. I think Adam has his thumb on the pulse of the conversation. Vinny's just emotional. And I'm glad that this gentleman, I think his name's Tom. I'm glad Tom pointed out, like, the board made the decision. It wasn't just she came through there wanting to be it, but rather the board made the decision. I'm assuming there was a real succession plan in play that they were operating on. So that being the case, we agree. The problem is where is the condemnation? Where is the critique? Where is the heavy-handedness on the people that are attacking Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's legacy, and TPUSA? Where's that? Because I don't hear anything about these outside entities that are attacking. And by the way, lastly, no man has stepped up and said, hey, I want her to step down. I'll step in and fill in the role.
Concerns me seeing the outcome of Turning Point USA seemingly lose momentum. And I think that is really sad, is what Charlie did and how he helped with elections and was moving the hearts of kids on Christian foundation to good conservative thinking. And to see Turning Point losing that bothers me. And lastly, to the verse, I'm going to moderate here real quick on the verse. You quoted the verse in Exodus. That is under the Mosaic law, and they were talking about the community's duty to take care of widows. Why? Women didn't work, and then didn't have economic capability to feed their children. And so they encouraged the community, take care of the widow and the fatherless in your community, so we don't come into disrepute of saying that we don't care for God's kids. Under Mosaic law, take care. That's what that was all about. I see where you were going, but I don't see the application here.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she works.
Not a problem. I disagree with Tom, and I knew he was going to do that. So I said, let me go ahead and have this queued up, and I had my opportunity. So shout out for sure. Let's go ahead and bring in the book of James, since apparently, because it's Old Testament, this is James chapter 1, verse 27. In the ESV, you know how we like to do that elect standard version. If anyone considers himself religious and yet does not bridle his tongue, he deceives his heart, and his religion is worthless. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, what's a non-worthless religion, Jason? I'm glad you asked. Pure and undefiled religion before our God and Father is this: to care for orphans and widows in their distress. Is it fair to say that Erika and the kids are probably in distress now? Is it fair? I don't think that's a reach. I don't think you're cobbling that together. I think it's fair to see that. And to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. I think it's fair to say that they are more than likely under a great deal of stress. And I mean, we could go on and on about widows, but since he wanted to, nullify what Adam read because it was from the Old Testament, here we are right here. How do you care for the orphans? I think we're fair to say that Erika's kids are orphans, or at least fatherless. So how do you care for them? Erika's without a husband. How do you care for her? This is from the book of James. Let's go. They are acting like this. It's weird work. This is some weird work, y'all. I don't ever want to be this far gone on this side of foolishness, that I'm literally trying to justify wicked and evil behaviors because I don't want to be. I don't know. Like what are they trying to hold on to? I have no idea. Let me pull this back in. Let's go. All right, Greenheart's in chat when you can hear.
I don't want to go too far down that path. To me, it's just disgusting. Conversely, if she's in the limelight and she's in the CEO and you're claiming that a woman can't be a CEO.
Missed that. Sorry, I had the wrong one. I had two slides open. I was trying to find out, did Vinny ever say that a woman could not be CEO? And no, he did not say that.
What do you mean? Because she works.
He's saying that law was, or that Bible
Yeah, 'cause
verse was,
they didn't
on
work.
women didn't work. So the difference is because she has a job now.
You said you
we
will
can,
not.
we can dismiss how widows feel.
No,
I look at this in a very different way.
Don't
I look at this in a very different way. Is there anything you want to tell Adam before I
just
go?
want to say, because Adam, you're talking about the CEO situation. You realize her husband, Charlie, when he was around and when he was assassinated, security detail, ex-military, that job that he has, because she's trying to fill that role, is one of the most dangerous jobs, and that proved it right then and there. So I'm not, by the way, has nothing to do with
Being a
widow
public
or no,
figure
no,
is a
no,
dangerous
Adam,
job.
you're taking over a
days it is.
political, like, you understand what TPUSA was?
Let me just go a different direction then, okay? Because you guys got your thoughts. I'll give my thoughts, and my position doesn't change, but there's another element to it that I've never shared before. So who do you think made the decision after Charlie was killed for her to become the CEO? The board or her?
Let's go.
The board.
I think her.
I think it was the board.
Okay.
Most organizations have a succession plan that's part of the chart.
So Tom, I'm part of the board. What advice do you think I give? What advice do you think I give if I'm part of the board? You've been in plenty of board meetings with me. You know what I would say? So let's do two things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I see what he's trying to do, but he's not a board member of TPUSA. You might be a board member of another organization, but you're not the board member here. So I don't know if this actually is a pound for pound.
Vinny says Erika chose to be the CEO. Okay? You're saying it's the board, you're saying it's the board. Okay. Can you run a poll? I'm curious what the audience think.
What is the truth? I don't care what the audience thinks.
This is where I go with this. If it's the board messed up. Why did the board mess up? If you ask me a question like that, do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, first of all, the conversation of you being CEO today is off the table if you ask me. Because you're going to get nonstop criticism. It needs to go to somebody else. Let's put somebody else that can take all the arrows that is coming in. Pick someone else. Who? I don't know. It can't be you. And I'm going to ask Erika.
Then why don't you just go ahead? I'm going to back up because it sounds like he's about to say something. Then if you say she can't do it, get somebody else, I don't know who it is. Well, then, sir, you haven't brought a solution. You just amplified the problem. Because if she gets up and just walks away because, well, PBD told me to walk away, she just gets up and walks away, who's going to care for the legacy?
Can take all the arrows that is coming in. Pick someone else. Who? I don't know. It can't be you. And I'm going to ask Erika. I'm going to say, what's the most important thing to you right now? To be a widow, wife who lost one of the most important people in the political history ever, maybe the most important voice that we have today.
Yep.
Do you want to go mourn and have the time to yourself? 2, do you want to be a mother or do you want to be a CEO? Which of those 3 is the most important to you? That question, if she said mother or mourn, it's, guess what? I'm telling you, step away for 6 months and just do your thing to get those 2 things right. We got it. We'll nominate somebody to be the CEO to take all the arrows. And it's your job. Guess what? All the heat, you're getting paid to take all the arrows because that's what comes with the property of being a CEO. Now, if she says, no, I want to be CEO, then you know what I say? Why?
Okay, this is a bad faith hypothetical situation because you're assuming a whole bunch of things that are not in play at all. And also, we're about 7 months down the road from it. So it's really a moot point now. She is the CEO today. So it really doesn't matter how, I hate to say it, it doesn't matter how she got into it. It really doesn't matter how she got into it because she's the CEO now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to step up, PBD? Vinny, Tom, Adam, or one of y'all, Jason Whitlock, are you going to step up and say, hey, I'll come and I'll step in and take the arrows?
Why do you want to be CEO? What's the benefit of being CEO? Why would you want to be CEO today? Because here's what happens. Like the part that makes it like that scripture you read from Exodus, old school, Moses, is fair, but generally widows step away to mourn.
Of course.
Okay, so you have 2 kids. They step away to mourn. They step away to mourn to go do their own thing. Okay, and it's not like TPUSA, she was a face of it. She was not. He was the face of it. That was his job. Okay, so you want to automatically take this position? No. So I think that applies to what the context was back in the days. There's a lot, guys, there's a lot of weird conspiracy stuff about Erika that comes 24/7. It's nonstop. It's out of control. I've never been fan of the jewelry. I've told you guys when I was there myself, I've never been fan of the blink blink. I've never been fan of this. I've said that very clearly. I'm not. It's overdoing it. I never saw her with a lot of makeup. Then I saw her with a lot of makeup. I never saw her with a lot of jewelry. Now I see her with a lot of jewelry. That criticism happens when you're on the, what do you call it? On the big stage with the camera. Yep. But to me, all of this starts off with when an event like that happens, the board has an immediate meeting. You got to ask the question, what's more important to you? Being a mom, mourning as a widow, or being a CEO?
I would love to know how many of these meetings has PBD actually been in? How many times has he been on a board where they had to make some kind of decision like this? The CEO passes out and dies. CEO has to get ejected. Something happens. Like, I want to know, like, how many times has he actually had this? Because otherwise, you're just giving me theory. Otherwise, you're just telling me what you think would happen, but you actually never applied it. So how many times have you done this? Because otherwise, your opinion is just as valid as anybody else's because you've never done it before. And I'm getting the feeling he actually has never done it before, but I digress. The fact that he's okay with the fact that Eric is being attacked and has not had anything negative to say about that behavior is crazy work.
And then imagine you're in the boardroom and the answer is, I want to be CEO. Tom, I would kind of be like, are you sure? Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you sure you want to be CEO? Yes.
Fast decision.
Yeah. And so I would have said, guys, I don't know if I can contribute, here, because I don't think this is the right move. I think the right move is take a break, let the dust settle, get everything squared away, then go. Then go. Because as much as people sympathize, we were at Casa D'Angelo's yesterday. You notice I was 10 minutes. You're standing right next to me. This couple there were talking. What do you think they're talking about? You saw what they're talking about? Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. She was talking about Charlie Kirk. The entire conversation was about Charlie Kirk. And she said, my oldest son, who's a grown man, was crying the day Charlie Kirk got killed. Now I was telling a story about where we were at. And, yeah. So I don't know. I think it goes all the way there. So, you know what it is? If the story comes out, it never will. But if the story comes out from the board, that the board nominated her to be the CEO, I disagree with that decision. I think that's a bad decision. But if the story comes out that she chose to be the CEO, then guess what? You can't be upset with the criticism, because what you're telling the world is you can handle all the heat in the world and you're willing to take it. Then this is a very, very nasty world we're living in. I got a call the other day from a guy. He asked me
I'm going to stop for a second because I don't think PBD is being fair and honest by light years. I don't think he's being fair at all. I don't think that he would not handle his own, he wouldn't handle anything else like this. Because you notice what he did. He said, did the board nominate Erika? Did Erika say she wanted to be the CEO? You do realize that there is a third option, which more than likely is what happened. Do you know what the third option would have been? Like, put it in the chat. What would have been the third option? Because he just said, did the board nominate her? They made a bad decision. Did she say she wanted to be it? Then she should accept the criticism. There it is. Charlie chose her. Why did he deliberately skip over that? Like, why are they acting like she's throwing elbows and stilettos to get into this position? Why are they doing it? Charlie left it to her. Charlie's will. This is what Charlie wanted. And again, you're just making it sound like, now if Charlie had selected me, said, hey, I want Jay Witt down in Atlanta to be CEO, that would have been problematic. That'd have been super problematic. I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know all of the dreams and visions that Charlie had. Like, they're forgetting that she is not just a run-of-the-mill person. She actually is a vital asset to Charlie's vision moving forward. And to me, it's people like this that are ruining this scenario. They're totally trashing it. But I know who is not going to trash it, and that is, when he comes back in, we got a guest today, ladies and gentlemen. And when he comes in, I know he won't trash it. He's going to do a great job, and I'm going to surprise you when he comes in. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and bring PBD back on over here. Let's go.
The weirdest question. This is a very well-known guy. I won't mention his name because it was a private conversation. He is the best at what he's done the last 30 years. You know who his name is. Everyone knows who this guy is. We're going through the back and forth, and he's asking me about some of the stuff that people are calling out and this and that. And he said, does it bother you? I said, no, it doesn't bother me. He says, how do you handle it? I said, the only thing that bothers me is, like, one of my friends came and he says, you know how much stuff the previous company people are saying about you? I said, you don't need to tell me, because the 5 people that I care about their opinions, I already know what they think and I'm good. So don't worry about sharing it with me. I don't need to know. I'm at a different phase of my life. So you know they're going to come after you. You know they're going to come and target you. You know they're going to.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't get PBD's approach to it. This whole, that everybody's going to come after you and stuff like that. I need somebody to help me out. I need somebody to help me out. Wise, can you help me out, brother?
What's up with you, brother? I'm gonna disappoint you. I'm gonna disappoint you, man. Let me adjust my camera here.
Don't let me kick you out of here.
Being a little late, but
it's all good, brother.
I'm actually in agreement with PBD. And the reason why I say this, Turning Point USA is one of the most powerful political organizations out there. In this political game, as we just witnessed the weekend before last, this is a dangerous business to be in. Her husband has already been taken out over being a part of this in this political arena. And for me, my hope would be, hey, go focus on your children. I'm sure you got I'm sure you're sitting on money. I'm sure you got a nice, life insurance policy that came your way. Go focus on raising your 2 children. Focus there. And don't get into this political space that is very, very dangerous. We're not in the political climate of 30 years ago. And to be honest with you, it probably was crazy then, but it's even crazier now. And I understand that Charlie, may have chosen her. I understand it. But we're the men to step in and say, nah, because this isn't for the weak. This isn't for the weak, and this isn't for the faint of heart. And when you get into that position, it comes with criticism. That's no difference than from a sports perspective. When you become head coach, when you become general manager, all eyes are on you, and you got to speak and answer. And the criticism, you're gonna get the adulation, but you're gonna get the criticism that comes with it. And we can't afford to save your feelings because you are a female or you are a woman, or you don't feel like somebody should say anything about you because of your gender. No, if you're going to put yourself in that position, understand that it's going to come with scrutiny. It comes with criticism, and your life is on the line now, Mal. So I'm actually in agreement with PBD to an extent.
I got you. Okay. Then you and I are going to be at odds. I disagree with you. Okay. And PBD. And I'll say it, and I'm going to put it in multi-layers. I have already said, I know I said it at the beginning, and I said it even during the show, that I don't think Erika needs to be the CEO. But I think that if she was in that position for a time period and then transition out and somebody else filled in the blank, that's it. But you do realize that there are all these men, because we just watched Jason Whitlock give her that work. We're watching 4 men right here on PBD give her that work. And not one of them raised their ashy hand and said, hey, I'll be the one to take the arrows. Everybody's quick to say, Erika, get out of the way. You're getting run over. It's dangerous. You're taking arrows, blah, 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 blah. Kind of like a quarterback in the middle of a game. Would you want a quarterback to say, you know what? I'm getting run over. You're right. I'm getting trucked left and right. I'm just going to put the ball down and I'm going to walk up. Say again.
I said, y'all hitting me too much.
Y'all hitting me too much. You're right. You're right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm not built for this. And they just walk off the field. No, somebody needs to fill in the the blank. And at the current moment, wise, I'm disappointed because all these people who profess to be Christian or strongly religious, whatever, don't seem to have the chutzpah to say, you know what, I'm gonna take 8 months off from PBD. I'm gonna take a leave of absence from wherever, and I'm gonna take myself there. And I'm gonna put myself before the board and say, hey, I'm willing to help Erika and continue this Charlie's mission. They're not doing it. They're just saying get out of the way.
I
And
thought
again,
that was already a second in command, though, right?
Say again.
I'm not 100% familiar with the hierarchy at Turning Point USA, but I thought there was already, you know, a few VPs and things of that nature that was already
The board selected her. Charlie did want her to be in this role.
Okay.
So that's established, and the board voted on Charlie's decision for her to take the lead. And let's also keep in mind, Wise, I've talked to you and your wife offline. Who is more apt to understand what goes on in the ARP studio, me or your bride?
No, I agree with you there.
So she's not just a CEO; she's a wealth of knowledge. Pillow talks and having conversations at the dinner table with Charlie. She knows where he wanted this to go. So by saying get out of here, you're saying, Charlie, you know, be damned, Charlie. Your wishes, your wishes and the horse that you rode in on. Get out of here. We don't need that. We know better.
For me,
and hear me, the last point. I have said already, I don't think that she needs to be the CEO. But I'm telling you right now, I'm looking over the landscape. There's not a long line of hard legs that are ready to take the position. So then y'all don't get in your feelings that a woman is in the role, but none of y'all have stepped up to take the position.
And I appreciate your sentiment, and to an extent, I'm there with you. You know, if that was his wishes, I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I'm looking at it more along the lines of you are a single parent now, and I'm sure she has enough money from nannies and all this other kind of stuff. But you are a single parent. And you have now put yourself in the crosshairs. And, you know, I'm looking at the chat and, you know, I know you're not supposed to do that, but I understand where people are coming from, you know, with some of the biblical references and things of that nature that they're making. And I do get it. But, you know, my thought process is put the focus on your kids right now. And someone said, well, it shouldn't be this crazy politically. And I do agree with you, but we don't live in a utopia. We don't live, you know, in a world or in a space where everybody's just going to be nice and friendly because you want it to be like that. And to be honest with you, I think it's going to get crazier before it gets a little more safe, especially, you know, in this political arena, because it's so divisive. I think it may be more divisive than it probably ever has been or has been in quite some time. And, you know, I would like to see her just focus on raising up her children. And then later down the line, if that's something that she wants to do, once they are, you know, of age, the last thing I would want to hear is she gets into this and somebody tries to come and get her. And now the kids are, you know, orphans, essentially. You know, I wouldn't want to see that.
I got you. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Erika Kirk's good friend and mentor, Tracy Martin. She's coming on at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. She's going to answer questions. I've already given her what I want to talk about, but she said she's willing to answer questions.
That's
and we
cool.
can ask her those types of questions. And I asked her in our phone conversation, and she told me emphatically that Erika is meant. Now, this was before before the response video, after the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It was before that. But she did say that Erika is definitely dialed in to Charlie's vision. So it's not just she's doing this because she had nothing better to do. She was tired of making cookies and she wanted to run around and run a multinational nonprofit. That's not the case. But it was Charlie's vision that she's supporting because, again, part of their legacy is Turning Point. So the children this is a part of their inheritance, if you will, that they like, this is what my dad built. So I do think we need to be mindful of that. And again, my issue is I would probably be much more prone to say, you know what, Erika, I'm sending you some boxes in a U-Haul go ahead and move on out of that office because so-and-so and such is ready to take over. But nobody did. Nobody is. Everybody's quick to say, and I think it's interesting, and I don't want to go back and play it, but you should go back and listen to Jason Whitlock and then listen to PBD. There's a lot of speaking terms and words that are used that sound very similar. I'm getting script vibes. vibes.
I did watch Jason Whitlock. I did watch him speak on it. And to an extent, I was in agreement, with him. I haven't personally, spoke on Erika, at all. Because I look at it more along the lines of I'm thinking about it from the family aspect of things and the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
And with how crazy it has become, when in this political landscape, it has gotten really crazy. And, 2 weekends ago, she was right there. She was one of those people in that room. That's very, very close. That's very close. So
I agree with you.
My concern is not, does she have the ability to run it? That is not a concern of mine. I don't have that concern. And I don't have the thought that she wouldn't, continue to, push Turning Point in a direction that, or the vision that Charlie had. My concern is really about her safety in her getting into a public facing position in one of the countries and probably one of the world's, most important political organizations, where the previous CEO wasn't just, he died from, old
age, right?
Old age or something. No, he was assassinated in front of everybody. That is my concern, and I'm like, you have children, man. You have two young children. They're not like, I don't even know if they're elementary school age yet. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they might be more toddler ages, right? Somewhere in that range.
This up 5.
Yeah. So that is my concern because it's so crazy. That's my concern. I think she definitely has the ability to run it. I have zero thoughts about, she couldn't run it because she's a woman. No, my concern is the kids and the family. And now you've put yourself in the political crosshairs. That is the concern that I have.
Got you. I'm gonna say it like this. I would be much more prone to say, Erika, go ahead and step away and side with you, Wise, if these yahoos that were commentating on her were willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to shut my show down, or I'm going to move my show to Phoenix because I believe in Charlie's vision. I believe in what Turning Point is about and what they brought about in the last election. And I want them to multiply it tenfold the next election. I'm moving out to Arizona so I can help and support. Then you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, Erika, you need to go ahead and roll on out. Go ahead and roll on out. But I don't see anybody doing that. That's the part. That's the only thing I'm talking about. That's the thing I don't like. When you say you need to step down. And literally, I think it was that David and Vinny just a second ago, they say, we don't know who's going to take the place, but you just don't need to do it. I'm like, wait.
Well,
no,
yeah, you're asking for action without solution. But I think people thought
go.
that there may have been a second or third command, over at Turning Point already. And why didn't that individual or whomever those individuals are, why didn't they step up into that role? I think that is the thought process. I don't see PBD trying to, join Turning Point. I don't see that. He's building his own network.
I agree.
Well, with Whitlock, but these people, people are critics. And the thing is that, and to be honest with you, it wouldn't matter who filled that spot. People would criticize it. They would find a way, even if it was a man. They would, if they didn't think that, oh man, this person has the chops to continue this thing, the way Charlie, had built it, you would have people criticizing that. I think it comes when you are in this role, when you find yourself in a CEO role for any organization that is a large, public front-facing organization, expect the criticism and expect people to have something to say about you. I think that's just no different than, if you accept the head coaching position for the Atlanta Hawks or the Atlanta Falcons or anybody, expect it comes with criticism. The commissioner of the league, it comes with criticism. When you find yourselves in these roles, the governor, so forth and so on. Some people are going to like what you're doing. Others are going to hate it, but it comes with the territory. So I don't think it's not going anywhere. No different than, when you become governor, when you become, president, when you become, any of these types of roles, it's going to come with criticism. People are going to have something to say. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it, but they're going to talk about you because of the role that you're in.
So I'm gonna just develop that a little bit more. I don't believe that, and I know she did say criticism, I believe. But if you go back and watch, she said, every morning I wake up to new lies. I don't think we're talking about just criticism. Like, I criticize Wise and his audio, or I criticize Wise and his bookshelf. But no, I'm lying about you.
Yeah.
I'm saying things about you.
Yeah, that's different.
So I do think if we remove the lies and the slander, so you remove the foolishness, she killed her husband. You remove the dumb stuff. I'm gonna leave dumb stuff with jewelry and shiny pants and sequins. I'm gonna leave that over here. Y'all can have that, but take away just outright lying, saying she killed her husband. She was at Fort Hakatua. She's having an affair with Andrew Colvett. Stupid stuff like that. Yeah. Get that stuff off the table. I don't think she's talking about the jewelry and the pyrotechnics. I think she's talking about the outright slander, because you can't bear under the weight of a lie like that. Because as I've done the Bible study before, you can't unhear a lie. So if I say a lie right here on the air about Wise, even though it's just as egregious as possible, people are going to still think about it. Every now and then it's going to pop up in somebody's head, and they can't unhear the lie that I told about you. Even though I might have said, "Oh, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. It was a joke," but they're going to still remember it. So
I'm with you on that.
So I don't think people can bear under. That's why Scripture teaches us not to do that, because nobody can bear under the weight of that. So it's not just criticism.
We've seen that happen too many. How many times people get accused of things and then it comes out that it was a lie, but it's out there, and everybody, when they see you, the first thing across their mind is like, "Hey man, you know Jay Witt did such and such." It was like, man, that was a lie, but that's what was said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely there with you. I'm in total disagreement of all these folks out here, defaming her, throwing all these, crazy allegations and things of that nature. I'm just thinking more along the lines of, and to be honest with you, my thought process in, her not being in this role had absolutely nothing with, whether or not I thought she could do it. It was more about the security and safety, of it, and my thoughts are, my thoughts are totally with, hey, put that focus on your children and your family. That's where I am with it, but I am in agreement with you in the sense of, the people out here, with the crazy allegations, the lies and things of that nature, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Shout out to Bronson. He says half the dudes criticizing her and concern for her safety wouldn't have lasted anywhere near as long as Erika has. Shout out. Thank you, Bronson. I agree. And I think we are, again, I'm concerned about her safety, but I don't, and I noticed this also watching this, Jason Whitlock and PBD. Nobody's condemning the people that are shooting the arrows. Again, criticism is fine. That's not what it is. Nobody. So again, the shiny pants and dab in the eye, you can have that. I'll let you have that. You can have it. Can I have that it's inappropriate to say that a woman killed her husband? Can we take that one off the table? I'll let you keep dabbing the eyes and gold sequence suit for $200. Can we do that?
I'm with you 1,000%.
Right. And that's where, and again, but condemn the lies, condemn the attacks, condemn that. Like, that's inappropriate. That's wrong. I've yet to hear anybody on our side, I'm just saying our side in general, condemn the fact that somebody at UGA threatened Erika Kirk or put out a threat on Erika Kirk just a couple weeks ago. Where's the condemnation of that? Condemn that. That's not how we roll. Like, if we start acting like Cantifa, if we start acting like the Alphabet Mafia, then what's the use?
Yeah.
Let's just pack it up and just let them just go let's just let it go wherever it's going in the handbasket and it's real hot. If we're not going to stand up against it, stand up against it. I'm not going to keep saying Wise is wrong. I've already made my case about Wise, but people attacking Wise are completely out of pocket. If that makes sense.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. And right. I don't recall, and this is the first I'm seeing, this PBD, but I don't recall Whitlock speaking on those, that's been, throwing the arrows and stuff at her. I
Yeah,
don't recall
and
hearing
again,
that.
and I'm sad to say, I think they're saying all critiques are good critiques. He didn't say that specifically, but they're saying like basically all critiques are good critiques. I don't think that's true. There's some that are character assassinations. Like I can disagree with Wise. We've disagreed on the phone, but if I get over here and start wilding out on you, the critique that we had on the phone and me wilding out on the screen are not the same thing. They're not equal.
Yeah.
But they treat it like, oh, well, you just can't handle critique. I don't think any of us could handle being accused of deleting our spouse.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I
In
would.
the wait. And we're grown men. I don't think we would be able to handle it, much less if we had two little people, sub 5, sub 6 years old, and they're hearing this from people that your dad, your dad killed your mama, right? What? That's crazy work, man.
Because kids are definitely cruel. And once they get to school age, I would assume that they're probably going to go to, some, really good private school or something like that. But that doesn't matter. Kids are still cruel. And
they're crueler in private school.
Yeah, whatever they can use to cut you down, they'll use it.
They're gonna bring you down. You down. So so I'm just back to the point. Again, I don't think. Well, first of all, they've never delineated what type of critiques we're talking about. Because again, I think you and I both said there's some above belt critiques and there's some way below the belt critiques. And those ones below the belt, that's just straight up attacks. Again, but then also none of these yahoos are actually standing up saying, "Hey, here I am, choose me. Here I am, CEO board. I'm so concerned about Charlie's legacy. I'll go and be a participant. I'll take the arrows and the slings." So to me, I'm like, well, don't tell Erika to step down unless you done bought a ticket and you moving out to Arizona. Well, what? Because you safe in Miami, you comfy in Nashville, Jason Whitlock. Hold on. That's a whole other game.
I like from Whitlock's perspective, and again, I haven't watched. I'm gonna have to watch the PBD. I'll have to go back and watch it. But
sadly, we got a lot left. Oh, we got a lot left. We got about 10 minutes.
Okay. I understand. I like listening to it. I understood where he was coming from. In the standpoint of what comes with being in this role. And understand that people aren't going to treat you, with kids' gloves. They're just not going to do it. And I'm also one of those, not to sound, misogynistic or anything, but I also think that men, should be in these roles, especially when you think about, what Charlie was doing and really going out and reaching young men. I don't think that she has the ability. I don't think she is going to have the ability to reach young men the way that Charlie did, irregardless, of how much, information and knowledge she knows. But I don't have an issue with her being in this role. My hopes would be is that, she puts up a solid search to make sure they find somebody that can continue on the legacy. She can kind of fall back as a consultant and be there to, give, guidance and insight as to this is the vision that Charlie had. This is the direction that he wanted to see things go. And then she puts her focus, more on her children, being a mom, and kind of getting out of the political crosshairs. That would be my hope.
Yeah, I got you. A lot of people don't know this, but one of my favorite movies is We Were Young. And it's a movie about Vietnam. And in the beginning, it talks about the young men were going through basic training and they were getting ready to go to Vietnam. And they were talking about the lifespan of officers. Once you hit the ground, it was something ridiculous, like mere seconds. And you would get field promotions were happening all the time because the first one off the helicopter usually was going to be the first one in a bag, and you would get promoted. So I hate to say it, but we're looking at a scenario like this where you just got promoted, and no, you're not going to be able to do a lot of the ceremonial things. You're probably not going to have your dress blues tight, and your shoes are going to be shined properly. Your gun is going to probably be dirty, and you more than likely ain't going to shave. But you're getting through this situation, which is extremely stressful and unimaginable. And I think that's what I just don't feel like these gentlemen are being understanding to that. And I do want to point out what SC Dog did right here with this amazing $50 super. Said this, I have a lot to say. Who put Erika Kirk in CEO position? I think most of us would have said Charlie. Most of us would have said the board. But SC Dog made a great point. Tyler Robinson, that's who. Let's not act like Erika would be in the seat had September 10th, 2025 not happened. That's a great point. And I said it before, Wise. A lot of us didn't know who Erika Kirk was or what she even looked like before September 10th. So let's stop acting brand new, right? So she wasn't this like clamorous, scraping, like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get out here.
She wasn't trying to be Diddy. She wasn't playing Diddy all in the videos, and you know, she wasn't that.
So and keeping this going. Also, let's not act like she's not capable because she has ovaries. Just stop. I agree with you. I think she's more than capable to do it. I do think that there's a lot that comes with it. And all I'm saying, and all I want is for if men think that she should not be doing this role, then there should be a line of men, capable men outside of Turning Point's offices for the next board meeting saying, hey, I'm willing to step in and take all the arrows. I'm willing to get that field promotion in the middle of a firestorm. I'm ready to do it because I believe in what Charlie was doing, the vision of TPUSA, and I want to help Erika the best I can. Here I am, use me. Because otherwise, you and your little cool suit and your great background back there, you all can go kick rocks because you're saying stuff. I don't remember who said it in the 80s rap song, talking loud, but ain't saying nothing. All right, let's go.
This is not not everybody's a Christian. Not everybody lives by, the same rules. Social media is nasty. Just go look at the stuff that they comment. It's very, very ugly. Comedians are going to come after you. The approach is to laugh at it. The approach is to say, hey, you know what? I guess, you've made it if Drewski is doing something about you. So people move.
Again, it's not just the valid critiques, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Drewski is as unfunny as I think he is. That's not who we're talking about. I don't think the issue is Drewski. The issue is Candace, somebody saying that Erika killed her husband. Like, put that in his proper place. Like, don't overlook it. This, oh, well, Drewski did this. Call out Candace. Call out Ian Carroll. Call out Baron Coleman. Call out these yahoos, Project Constipation. Call out these cats and be full-throated about it. What you got? You muted.
Goodness gracious. No, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with you there. We'll see if he does it, but I understand. And I think where he's trying to go with this is, like I said earlier, is that when you put yourself in this position or, however she ascended to this role, it's going to come with criticism, whether you like it or not. It's going to come with some criticism. It's going to come, obviously, some pretty harsh criticism. I mean, even when Charlie was alive, I mean, goodness gracious, they was coming for him, in every shape, way, form, or fashion. I don't know if it was, with the lies and things of that nature. But to an extent, obviously he got, labeled a, white supremacist, and he was racist and all these other types of things, that was tossed at him for some of the things that he said. And obviously, the role that he played, over at Turning Point. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this going. Let's get it done.
Move away. I guess, who had the worst situation in the last few years that changed his reputation? Tom Brady. What did they say? What did they make fun of him of?
They did a roast.
Trainer. It was the worst, like the stuff that happened. So you were for, a week, 2 weeks, a month. You were probably one.
What happened to Tom Brady?
Oh, they did the Tom Brady roast, man, and they gave him the business. Nothing was off limits. Nothing.
But
nothing was off limits.
Okay, so was Tom Brady accused of killing anybody?
No.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so was that the like they do that's what the correspondence dinner is like, right? Where the president roasts them, right? Was that what the correspondence dinner? Isn't that? There's one where they do like this roast every year. Is that it?
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Yeah, but it's to me, I don't think we're talking about the same thing. I mean, again, if we sat here and we're roasting each other about saying whatever crass jokes we could think about each other, neither of us would accuse one another of like felonies and crimes, though. Like,
Yeah.
Again, like I still don't think they're putting these in their proper categories, like making fun, running the dozens, jonesing on people, talking about their mama. That's a different thing than saying that somebody killed somebody, like, or is a part of a conspiracy that killed one of their spouses. That's not on the same level.
I do have a question. When she sat down the other day, and I did get a chance to watch, a decent amount of, what she had to say. Do you think she should have come out there and spoke, or do you think that she should have just said, you know what, I'm going to focus on the business?
I would have. I personally don't think she should have. I wasn't mad at it because I did do the review of it. I wasn't mad at it, but I knew that some of this was going to come up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Just don't say anything. But I've also said the same thing. She shouldn't say a thing to Candace until she says, ma'am, you've been served. Like, don't say anything unless you're really going to drop the hammer on her.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just be quiet. So I don't think she had to say anything. I didn't need her to, to justify, I want to go home. I would have wanted to go home. Okay. I would have wanted to go home. I think everybody's fair to say, I want to go see my kids. If I'm somewhere where shooting takes place, I want to go somewhere where that's just real. That's reality. Yeah. So don't act brand new. So I don't think she needed to, but I wasn't mad that she did. Okay, go ahead.
Same thing here. I wasn't mad that she did it, but to me, her speaking on it, especially the way she did, I think it just throws fuel on the fire. You gave them more ammo and more content, to discuss. And in my opinion, I think she would have been better off by just focusing on the work. There's a lot that needs to be done. Go focus on the work. And, if there's going to be some defamation lawsuits and things of that nature, lawyer up, handle your business and go and do that. Drop those. Hey, do it. But to get out there, on camera and, speak on the criticism, because I'm just saying, this is just me. Folks in the chat, I know some of the ladies in the chat, they're going to be upset, but it didn't come across as strong. It came across as weak. That's just my opinion. Watching it, it didn't come across as I am a leader and it's strong. It came across somewhat weak. And it also, all the people that they're doing this for clout and they're doing this to try to get under her skin, what she showcased in that speech is that it is getting under her skin and she's not handling it well. That's what it showcased. So I think she would have been better off not speaking on it.
I got you. Okay. All right. Like I said, I didn't need her to. I agree. I think she should have just stayed quiet, but it is what it is. But I do think these gentlemen are way out of pocket. Let's finish up.
I guess, who had the worst situation in the last few years that changed his reputation? Tom Brady. What did they say? What did they make fun of him of?
They did a roast.
It was the worst, like the stuff that happened. So you were for, a week, 2 weeks, a month, you were probably one of the most searched names in the world because everybody wanted to know where you were. And you gave your message. The world stopped. The world watched. So I don't know. For me, as much as I see all of this stuff, and let me tell you, it's not fair this, it's not fair that, I shouldn't be the CEO. I want to know what the board did. I want to go back to that board meeting. Because if all those people are board members, did you guys really recommend her to be the CEO? Did you? Why? Why put that burden on somebody like that? Why? I don't know. When Tom was in a bad situation, and by the way, I'm sure they're good people. If we were part of the same Vistage, I'm trying to remember him. I don't remember. This was probably in Northridge, California, when we were a part of that. But
a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. But to me, the board has to make the decisions that are not about pleasing somebody. It's what's best for the organization at that time. And by the way, I'm just giving my thoughts. I'm not giving you said something that's very similar to what Whitlock said. A lot of the points you hit are the points that Whitlock hit. And I saw that, and I thought he was being fair on what he said. And I watch a lot of this stuff the last 24 hours because I'm trying to see what people are saying.
Did he say that she shouldn't be?
Yeah, he said you should step
women
down.
aren't
Yeah,
equipped to be
he said
CEO.
he said
I didn't say women in
said
general.
yeah, that part you didn't agree with the woman part. No, but that's what he said.
All right.
But to me, Vinny, to me where I'm at, is that board meeting. If there's anything I want to know, I don't want to see text exchanges, email exchanges. I don't want to know anything. I want to know what happened in that board meeting and what was advised.
I go ahead. Anything you want to add to that, Wise? Because I got some questions.
No.
I don't know why they're acting as if the board just came from Mars and voted. Like, why are they not even hinting that Charlie wanted this to be the case? They're making it sound like, again, like there's a rogue board. The board is just doing it. They're just doing whatever they want to do. They're just wilding out on these streets.
I think it would be different had over the better part of, 2, 3, 4 years that she showcased that she was playing a role in the organization. It looks like, and that's just from the outside looking in, I don't know what role, she played in Turning Point USA. I'm not a part of Turning Point USA. I've never been to a Turning Point USA event. So I don't know what type of role she played in the organization behind the scenes. So from the outside looking in, this is just from somebody from the outside looking in, it looks like she was a housewife raising her children. And now, her husband gets assassinated and she gets thrust into a CEO role, of one of the most powerful political organizations in the country, maybe the world. It's a little off-putting. It can be. And I'm not out here saying that women, can't, lead organizations and things of that nature. I've worked for plenty of women and I've had, some decent ones that were good bosses that were good and some that wasn't. So I'm not saying that. But it doesn't, I don't know what role. Do you know what role she played prior to all of this?
I don't know what she did specifically in Turning Point. I know she ran companies outside of Turning Point and non-for-profits and such like that. I don't think she was just a housewife baking cookies and then she gets the call from the CEO. I'm sorry, from the board to be CEO. I don't believe that was the case at all by a mile. Let's ask Tracy tomorrow. But I don't think that, again, if she would be the most connected to Charlie, because if you bring in a Ben Shapiro, you bring in Michael Knowles, you bring in me or you, we're going to have to be brought up to speed on the fine details of Turning Point, what Charlie wanted. She lived with Charlie. So to me, I think she would have the best knowledge related to it. And I do think, again, that's why Charlie wanted her to be in that position if something happened to him. I don't think he ever expected it, but
I get it, and I see people in the chat saying that she was the CEO of a company. And I don't want to poo-poo, because I don't know anything about her company, but my assumption is that she was the CEO of a small business, and this is a $100 million organization. That's a major leap. You know what I'm saying? That is a major leap. Yeah. From being quote unquote CEO of a small business that no one has ever heard of to being, the face again of one of the premier political organizations in the world. And you're in the crosshairs now.
I don't disagree with that. I just, again, couple things that I said earlier, and I'll say them again. Nobody else was stepping up. Now, if you tell me like, oh, the board had to look over 9 qualified other persons to pick Erika because they just wanted to pick Erika because they wanted her to be there, then I can kind of agree with you then. But this is what Charlie wanted, and so therefore they went with Charlie's wishes. I'm not saying that she's running everything right. And I do want to. I saw a couple of supers I want to yell at in a second. I'm not saying that she does everything exactly like I would want it to be, but I do believe she's doing the right thing in honoring her husband, which is something else I think we have to keep in mind. She's honoring her husband. This is her husband's legacy. This is not Jason honoring Charlie's legacy or PBD trying to honor Charlie's legacy. This is his spouse, the bone of his bone, the flesh of his flesh, doing her best to, in the midst of, again, they haven't condemned or heap damnation on the people that are attacking her. They're just calling it all criticism. To me, I think they need to isolate that and say, no, again, y'all can have the rings and dab in the eyes, but all this other stuff is outright foolishness, and say it, in my opinion. But a shout out for sure. Thank you so much. Black Sigma said this. I want to give a shout out to Jenny Beth Martin of Tea Party Patriots, still going strong since 2010. Will do a better job than Erika Kirk. Really? Okay. Shout out. Thank you so much for the 5. I'm not certain about Jenny Beth, but I'll look into her. Thank you so much. And Jenny Beth Martin is a woman CEO of another great organization, only goes on camera to discuss policy issues only. I mean, I can get with that. All right. Thank you so much for that. And by the way, again, let me make sure I got everybody. Yep. Real quick, let's go ahead and finish this up. Let's go.
What? And then everything goes from there. If she wanted this job, you got to take all the criticism that's coming. If they told you to do it, why would you recommend a widow to be a CEO right after her husband got killed? Why? So that's my criticism.
Mm-hmm.
All the other stuff, the jewelry stuff, yeah, it's not my stuff, but everybody's different. Vinny likes these, what do you call type of watches? What do you call that? A transformer type of watch, right?
Oakley watch.
Adam doesn't drive cars. It's better for society. But he
like speaking
takes
Spanish
Ubers,
to the Uber driver.
right?
Hard bad.
Tom has his own things that he does. Everybody is different.
For women.
But you cannot expect to be the position that you're in without getting unfair level of scrutiny. And you have to ask yourself, when you're privately by yourself, how much of it did I attract? How much of it could have been avoided? And that's a tough conversation to have. But long term, by the way, if all of a sudden, because it's this event, the tour is then canceled, what does it say? Who do you think chose to become the CEO? 53% are saying Erika Kirk.
Well, how does that work? If like they all have a say, they're board members. If she's like, I'm not saying that she did this. If she's like, I want to be the CEO.
Okay, let me ask you. Say she said she wants to be the CEO. You're a board member. What do you say? You can actually give good advice and not being afraid of giving the what do you call it? The controversial advice. What would you really say if she said she wants to be? Give her advice as a sister.
Well, number one, how quickly did they make this?
Quickly, very quickly.
Right?
Fast.
7 days.
Okay.
7 days.
Obviously, everyone was still in shock. It's a week later. I think the number one question they would ask is, are you really ready for this? Are you really ready?
What? No, forget about what they said. What would you say?
I think this is interesting. Is it me, or am I just picking at a nit that they're not bringing up the fact that this is what Charlie wanted? Is that too much? Am I just picking at that, or what do you think?
No, I understand where they're coming from, because the way things have moved so quickly, and I understand, Charlie saying that he wanted this, and I get that too. It's his organization; he built it from the ground up, and obviously, maybe the way things are going down is the way he had things written in his will, potentially. We don't know, but I understand to an extent, where they are coming from, because the knowledge, on who Erika Kirk is and what she has done in the past, irregardless of, whatever organization she has ran in the past. We're talking about running $100 million nonprofit organization. That's different. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And again, I just keep going back to, saying like, hey, this is a high profile position, and it's a dangerous one at that. Obviously, I think we know this. And, I'm not here to say that she's capable or not capable. I'm not here to say that. I'm more along the lines of take care of your family. I'm there. But I understand their criticism. And to be honest with you, when you put yourself in this position, if Charlie said he wanted her in this role, and then she also go to the board, because I would assume because Charlie owned the thing, how many board seats did she have? Did she have did 2 or 3 of those seats, board seats that she owned? I don't know. I mean, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Right. So there's a lot of speculation here. And these guys are talking about it, giving their opinion, no different than what we're doing. I personally, just my personal preference would be do a nationwide search, find the best person that you could put in this role. Not because I don't think she could do it, but I think she would be better suited raising her children. That's me.
Okay. All right. We heard you. All right. Let's see what Adam would say if he were on the board. All right. That's what to PBD.
If I was a board
She
member,
says, I want to be the CEO.
if she came and said that,
Yeah.
I would gently grill her. Well, why do you want to be the CEO? Do you think you're
Is
equipped
that
for this?
not, is that not a natural state to question that?
Of course, you have to.
So to me, a part of this, Adam,
Mhm.
is on two people, her or the board, nobody else.
Well,
nobody else. So it doesn't go anywhere. And I don't want to go deeper
That's
into this
just
because I know people are going to call me and say, I can't believe you're doing this, you're doing that.
well,
You
we're
know,
already in it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've said your position. Nothing that you said today was different, but we're kind of Monday morning quarterback. Where do you think it goes from here? Because she is the CEO, whether the board or her.
Oh, no, where it goes from here.
Where do you think it goes from
It's
here?
not about where you go from here. You put yourself in a situation, man up. Nobody told you to be the CEO.
Woman up.
You know, you got to do it. Well, guess what? That's the criticism.
Yeah. Well, don't
The
you think
criticism is,
whoever
man up.
was the CEO, if not for her, whoever it would have been, knowing today's society and climate and commentators, if they would have picked Bill McGee,
No,
whatever,
I disagree.
they'd be
Bill
like, he
McGee-
killed
no,
Charlie.
I disagree.
He killed Charlie.
I disagree.
Why?
I disagree.
They would have done that to anybody. My opinion.
And by the way, at a what scale? Same scale or less?
If someone came out of the blue,
No.
or even one of the board members, that nobody knows their
you know
name,
who you choose as a CEO at this position? Do you know what type of a CEO you choose when something like this happens?
old and stable.
You choose the most boring person that's trusted, and that person does it because it's an interim CEO.
Yes, that's what they should
Then
have
you
done.
come back 6-12 months later after everything is gone and running a poll,
Mm-hmm.
getting the audience involved and let the audience say, we want Erika to be the CEO. Then she says, I'm willing to take the job. The sequencing was out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I've always, Charlie always had an offer where he could always call me and he would call and we would have, many different types of conversations. And I enjoyed every one of them. So to me, it's actually binary. You chose to be the CEO. Lots of pressure comes with that. The board said, you better be the CEO. And then the board screwed up. It's that simple.
When you say binary.
So, all right. Again, you talk to Charlie, but none of y'all are jumping to actually fill in the role for Charlie. Again,
Well,
I think,
but I don't think. I mean, the thing is, they have a show no different than we do. We're talking about it. I don't want to be the CEO of Turning Point USA. Somebody else had mentioned that. Well, Charlie knew he had a target. So if Charlie knew he had a target, why would he want to put his wife in the position that he was just in? That in itself doesn't make sense to me. If he knew that he had an actual target on his back, like there's a probability that I could be taken out, why would he put his wife in that situation? That's just my opinion,
Totally.
especially when you have two young children. It's not like they've been at this, 50 years and, she's a 50, 60-year-old woman and with grown adult children. Because at that point, you probably say, Mom, it be passed on to one of the kids, you would assume. That would be the assumption. So I don't know, man. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I'm actually in agreement, in the sense of you hire someone that can just, stay off the radar, run the organization, from a bird's eye view for a short amount of time. And, let's see how this thing goes from there in an interim stint. And let's see how it goes from there. But I personally wouldn't want to put my wife in the crosshairs. No.
I don't disagree. I understand your point there. All I'm saying is it seems like they're just ignoring the fact that Charlie wanted her to be there. And again, if I agree with him or not, that was his wish. Just like if he had willed away all his money to, the Sierra Club, that's what he wanted to happen.
Yeah. I mean, but
I might disagree with
that
him.
is the case, though. Do we know
Say again?
officially? I said, do we know officially that was the case?
I don't know that emphatically. Like he had, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say it seems right. but I'll definitely wait to find out. But I don't think that the woman just wanted to like, oh, I just want to be in a CEO position. I just don't believe that. So again, we can say that the board made the wrong decision, but why are we assuming that Charlie didn't want that? And again, I don't necessarily, I don't know it. But why are we assuming that he didn't want that? That was my only point. Yeah. And again, and when I'm saying a group of men or men wanting to take over the CEO position, it doesn't have to be these ones. But again, just, okay, fine. If you have a critique like that, then are you willing to step in and help? Now, he just said with his whole chest that him and Charlie talked on the phone, and insinuating that they're relatively good. They were relatively good friends. So, sir, what has been your role in helping her out? Whether you like it or not, have you helped her out in this position? Have you offered any kind of support, even though you don't know if she should be in that role, or you maybe got some questions, but she's in the role now?
Yeah. Well,
and I got to help her out.
I do find it a little weird that an organization that brings in an annual revenue of $80 to $100 million doesn't have a written succession plan. That's a little.
Do we
weird.
know that they don't have a written succession plan? That's the only thing we don't know.
I mean, I would assume that we would know that right now. I mean, because everybody's not saying that, hey, there was a succession plan and this was the plan. Everybody's saying that, oh, Charlie just wanted, Erika to be in this role. So because if there was a written succession plan, if there was one, which if there isn't one, I find it very weird. Most large companies have a written succession plan that you wouldn't even have to go through all of this, because when you start talking hundreds of millions of dollars, there's a succession plan there. If this happens, if you go outside and you get hit by a bus, the show shouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? So I find it a little weird that there isn't one, or if there is one, put it out there and say, hey, this was the plan. And then therefore people don't have to speculate. This was the plan. We don't have to speculate it anymore.
I can get with you. I don't think people are not going to speculate. There have been people who are saying he didn't write his book and all this other foolishness. So I'm not going to sit there and run too far with, if they can bring out anything that's not going to stop certain people.
But what I'm saying, Jay, and to the people in the chat, this wasn't a mom and pop situation. This is $100 million organization. This was not a mom and pop organization. They got board members and things of that nature. I get it. If this was a situation where it was just Charlie out here traveling the world on his own, I would get that. This is a $100 million organization. This isn't a mom and pop show. Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with SC Dog either. It says this: if these men want Erika to step down, are they willing to step up and help raise her children financially? I mean, I think that's a good question. Or are they willing to help TPUSA in any way, shape, or form? Thank you so much for the 5, and I agree. They just have a lot to say, and I'm like, where are you coupling this with any support? Thank you, Christelle, with the 5. Doesn't change the dynamic. She has experience. Also, Erika didn't play a subordinate role. She saw herself as Charlie's equal. The leap is logical. I don't disagree. I think we can. And if they came out with let me ask you this: if they came out with a succession plan that was clear, this was his last will and testament, that she would take over for a certain period of time, would you be okay with that then, Wise?
I'd be fine with it. I'm fine with it now.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, my concern is really her safety and the children. That's my concern. But I'm fine with it now.
I got you. Not that Erika needs them, but the point is, who's taking care of her and her family if she's not providing for them? That's an excellent point.
You're not going to tell me that Charlie Kirk didn't have a couple $1 million of life insurance. I'm just not going to believe that. I'm just not going to believe it. And they brought in millions of dollars. This is a $80 to $100 million organization, which lets me know that salary wise, I don't know, because it's not a public brand nation, so we don't know the salary of the CEO. But my assumption is that I would assume that he was probably making at least $1 million a year. And I would assume that he also has, a very, very hefty life insurance plan. That would be my assumption. So
I'm with you.
So when people say, because I'm not making it about the money. What I'm saying is somebody else just said she's got to be CEO so she can provide for her family. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all.
I haven't heard that one, and I would agree with you. I haven't heard that one, but I agree with you on that one. I agree with Ninja.
Yeah, somebody in there said, I am 100% sure she's fine financially. This isn't about the money.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the money. And I haven't made it about the money myself. So this is sus because Candace early on wanted her husband to be the interim CEO, and shortly thereafter began her vicious attacks. That is true.
I didn't hear about that. Okay.
George did want to be the interim CEO. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for the 5 there.
I didn't hear about that one, bro.
Yeah. Imagine Charlie was CEO of PepsiCo. You met your fiance as an intern. Nobody asked what was Erika's track record to move up in that position. Okay. Well, I see your hand on your face. What you thinking?
I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to see if I understand what this individual is saying.
And I might be wrong, Black Sigma. I think Black Sigma is saying nobody would care. It's only because of he's not at PepsiCo. He's at Turning Point USA. That's the only reason they're talking about it. That's what I'm getting, but I might be wrong.
Well, if Charlie was the CEO of Pepsi and he passed away, his fiance is not taking the CEO role. It don't matter if he wanted her to or not. That ain't happening.
Okay, maybe that's it. Okay. Shout out Black Sigma. Thank you, friend. Patrine says this. He probably thought his friends would be behind her and help. Ooh. Maybe he didn't think that it would be like this. Thank you for that 5. I appreciate it. SC Dog. So isn't it funny? All these accusations on Erika wanted to see. She needs to take care of her kids. Come from Candace and those parrots repeat it. And that's an excellent point as well. I appreciate it. And then let's get out of the Ninja. Says this. Charlie would have never imagined that in his death, his so-called friends would turn on his wife. This was Charlie's biggest mistake, not calling Candace out. Thank you so much for the 10, Ninja. I'm right there with you.
I want to throw something out there real quick.
Sure.
The Indianapolis Colts, the owner passed away, and I believe it's his daughter that took it over. And she's getting all kinds of smoke for taking over because they don't think she's doing a good job running the organization.
Okay.
And it's not because she's a woman. They don't think she's doing a good job running the organization, and they think that somebody else should be in charge of the team.
Okay.
That comes with the territory.
Is anybody saying she killed her dad, though?
No. Everybody knows.
As long as nobody's saying, I agree with you 100%.
As far as I don't watch Candace, so I don't know what Candace has said, about any of this, to be honest with you, because I don't watch Candace.
Your soul is happy. Your soul is let me say, your soul is happy, my dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish up with PBD. Let's go.
Meaning, if you're going to take the job, be ready for the criticism.
You don't have a
It's
choice.
going to get
By the way, you know why I would say don't.
Not an if.
You know why I would say don't take the job as a CEO? Do you know why I would say don't take the job as a CEO?
Why? Because the widow component?
No, not at all. Not at all. Never, ever, ever follow to put the pressure of being the shadow of a person that is a one of one. You never put the pressure of replacing. The shadow is so massive. That's your husband.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a fair competition. You're not going to replace him. You're not going to be able to do what he does. There is no winning for you.
I don't think she's trying to replace him. I think she's trying to.
But they have to. But they have no. But they have
legacy
to.
Is.
But they have to think that way.
Yeah.
They have to think that way. And to say that the shadow is there, and then the board made the decision. Okay. Well, I don't know. To me, it's problematic, and it starts from there. So either the onus goes on the board or the onus goes on her. And that part of the criticism, dude, if something happened to, and I don't want to compare, but if something happens and you raise your hand for the job, you know what this means? What do you think this means?
I'm ready. Let's go.
No, what else does this mean? What else does it? You're losing the right to what?
To complain?
Complain.
About what?
Anything.
Criticism?
Anything.
The road ahead.
Yeah. But I think this is me. From a business perspective, I'm with you. From a moral perspective, the lies out there, the accusations, doesn't come with the territory.
Right.
Yes, it does. There's no other CEO in America who's accused of killing the former CEO.
It's gonna come with the territory. And can I ask you
Yeah, well, that's a sad state of affairs in society.
I don't get
When just
people-
because
Guy
you
at the
became the CEO,
top
be ready
had
to be accused of murder.
Adam.
The guy at the top had 3 assassination attempts on him, accused of being a pedophile. You know, they were accusing him of having sex with his daughter.
Yep, you remember that?
What's bigger than that? I mean, do you realize, like,
it's absurd?
Well,
but
that's evil.
that's part of the pressure. You chose to be the president.
Yep.
Don't feel, I'm not going to sympathize for you.
I hear you.
And
you chose this job.
And he asked one question,
What?
and I want you to answer it. You said, because you were like, oh, everybody's going after. If Charlie right now would look down at him and say something to her, what do you think Charlie would say? You think Charlie Kirk would say, take my, what do you think he would say? What would Charlie say?
I think
Hold
he
on.
would have his wife's back.
Hold on.
Understand the challenges that she's
So
dealing
what would he say to her in regard to this situation before she's CEO? What does he
something
say?
tells me that she and him, and she's praying to him nonstop. And something, I think we forget one thing. This woman did just come out of the blue. Forget about the CEO for a second. This was this man's wife.
I understand that.
They had kids together. You know, you was talking about the last person. Do you know the conversations they had as he was building this company? Look.
So what would he
get
say
it.
to her? What do you think Charlie would say? God rest his soul. He's gone, and he has a moment. You think? I'm curious. What does he tell her in that moment to be the CEO and take over everything?
Do you think he's basically would be saying you're doing a horrible job?
No, I didn't say after. I'm saying in that moment,
encouraging her. and understanding.
I think he would say, "Babe,
challenges.
go take care and raise our children. You're financially set for
Then
life."
why didn't she pick that at the beginning then?
Adam,
and by the way, that's where the criticism.
that's the
lies.
criticism. Adam.
And guess what? This is not about. There's a reason why I don't touch this topic.
Yeah.
There's one reason why I don't like to touch this topic, because of one guy.
Charlie.
That's it. I don't like to touch this topic.
It's a weird thing to have this conversation.
And
you
I
feel it
and
in the
I-
room right now.
I
It's weird.
speak here, assuming Andrew, one of the guys, is going to watch it and say, now we know where they're at, and I'm very comfortable with my positions. I won't go to sleep losing sleep over the fact that I'm being unfair.
Mhm.
I don't worry about that. What I'm saying to you is, if this is my daughter, if this is my sister, my advice would be not right now. That would be my advice. Not right now. Okay. And all the other stuff when people say stuff from both sides, well, let me tell you, I think Charlie this, I think Charlie that. Those conversations are different conversations, but this is a very delicate
it
situation. The FLB shoes. People were messaging me, size 14.
All right. So he sells shoes too. I didn't know that. Anyway. All right, Wise. Tell me where you landed, man. Tell me. We're going to go ahead and start the descent plan.
I hate to beat a dead horse, man, but again, I personally don't have an issue with her being in the role. I'm not one of those, sexist pigs that don't think that women can be in leadership roles. I'm not one of them. But when I think about this particular organization, this isn't, running a Pepsi Cola or, some shoe store or some clothing line. This is a political organization that is high up there. It's well known and it's divisive. And there are a lot of people out there that do not like what the organization stands for. And, it's a dangerous role to be in. It is a dangerous role to be in because of the agenda that they're pushing that I agree with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of Turning Point USA, but I can't think of anything that I disagreed with in reference to what the organization has attempted to do over the years. And my concern is really about her safety. And, my preference would be, hey, go put the focus on the children and your family. That's just where I stand at it.
I got you. Okay, let me ask you this. You can pick anybody. I would say even living or dead, but anybody alive today to run TPUSA, who would you pick? Okay, Erika calls you and says, you know what, Wise, I think I'm going to step down, take care of my family, and get out of the limelight. Whom should I pick to take over? Who would you pick?
That's a difficult question to answer. As someone that, spent his life, the better part of 15 years interviewing people for positions, I personally, if it was me, I would say, hey, let's sit down, and let's get an understanding. Let me get an understanding of what Charlie's vision is for the direction of TPUSA. That would be question number one. Once I can gather that information there, and let me know, I want to know the direction and the vision. And then, okay, now let's sit down and let's start to create some bullet points of what that person needs to look like, and what, characteristics and capabilities do they need to have in order to stay in this role. And now let's create a short list of people and let's start interviewing folks. I couldn't sit here and say today, I think this person should run TPUSA. I can't. I have no idea what direction they want this thing to go. Now, I do know that there's been, a plethora of people that have joined TPUSA since Charlie's passing. So I don't think there is a shortage of people willing to be a part of the organization. Again, I go back to and I say, my concern isn't her ability. My concern is the kids. And, you can call me sexist or whatever the case may be. I think it's extremely important for parents to play major roles in their children's life. I think and when you become a CEO of this type of organization and it requires 12 to 14, 15-hour days in order to be in this role the way you are supposed to be in this role. And you are also a mom to an extent on their own. And I'm sure she has some nannies, but nannies don't take the place of real mama. You know what I'm saying? So my suggestion would be, hey, put that list together. Let's go through, let's hire an interim, and then let's see if we can find somebody that can take this position on full time and head it in the future.
Okay. I can dig it. I can rock with that. I appreciate it, man. All right. We gotta lighten it up a little bit. I appreciate you, Wise. Thank you for hopping in.
Appreciate you
I
having me on.
appreciate the best and most electrifying comment section and live chat. All right. I'm gonna ask you this question, Wise. Because I'm gonna start the rumor that the reason you are in Alabama instead of Maryland is because you actually had a ticket on Spirit Airlines and they closed down on you and you got stuck in Alabama. That's how I'm gonna start the rumor, man.
Well, first off, I can honestly say I've never flown Spirit before in my life.
Never.
And based off of the videos that I've seen of people being on Spirit, it made me say, I'm never getting on that airline. Now, I did fly Frontier once.
I flew Frontier, yeah.
I flew Frontier one time, and the flight down wasn't bad. The flight back, it got delayed like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, man, I'm never doing Frontier again. But then again, I guess that doesn't matter in this day and age because it seems like flights are getting delayed left and right. But I just wanted to go home, and I was frustrated, and the seats aren't that comfortable. But I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm loving the new shindig, man. I'm loving the area. The city is dope. People are nice. Southern hospitality is a real thing, and I'm glad to be
You are
back.
welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Welcome to the South, my friend. Welcome back to the
I'm
South.
loving it. I'm loving it, man. People are so nice down here, man. So nice.
I love it. Yeah, so I watched the video about Spirit. Pink Book did a really good breakdown of it. I watched that to start the show off. I mean, I hate it because there's a lot of folk who are out of job over something that could have been resolved.
Yep.
You know, with a merger with Frontier or even a merger with, is JetBlue still around?
Yeah, JetBlue is still around.
Okay,
we don't know for how long, but this is just another failed Democratic policy This is a failure. I know I know Elizabeth Warren came out there and tried to say it wasn't her, but it was her.
It was.
It was her. And they blocked it. Now think about this. This Spirit Airlines closing, I believe it cost, I think it was like 17,000 jobs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, 17,000,
You know, 17,000 jobs. And that's not including, you know, all the, ancillary positions at the airports, you know, because you need those people that, they pull the baggage, all the support and things of that nature, so we don't really know the real effect. Maybe that's a $25,000-$30,000 or 30,000 positions that could be gone just on the strength of this bankruptcy and this company going out of business. But I will say this. I do appreciate the president not getting involved in trying to save it. I do not want to see our federal government involved in saving companies. We did this already before in 2008 with the bailouts. And Kennedy said something that really resonated with me. Think about how many small businesses closed down during the pandemic and the shutdown, and they didn't get a government bailout and they didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? So just because this organization had a failed business policy, their practices, it wasn't good. And, I don't think us as taxpayers should, go into our pockets and bail them out.
No argument for me.
Hey, capitalism, as it is, that's just how it works. Now, had the Democrats not got in the way, they could allow Spirit and JetBlue to merge.
I think it was Frontier first.
What was it? Frontier first?
They tried with Frontier.
Well, they blocked that one, and then they blocked the JetBlue. The JetBlue was the last one. And had that happened, they wouldn't have lost these jobs. And if the Democrats stop getting in the way, you know what I'm saying, with their socialist policies and socialist agenda, this wouldn't even be a thing. It wouldn't be anything that we're talking about, because organizations only merge when they know they're in trouble and it benefits both of them. And then they had the nerve, and then Elizabeth Warren had the nerve to say that by blocking this, it keeps fares low.
Fares low, yep.
Now fares are up.
Right.
Behind
and that's what they alleged, that fares were going to go up when they merged. But now they've guaranteed. And the bad thing is, who this 17,000 job loss, who's going to have that under their ledger? It's going to be Trump.
President Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost 17,000 jobs, even though this was a ticking time bomb from 3 years ago. It don't matter. He's going to have to absorb it. But
Donna said, I guess the crazy is going back to Southwest.
Please don't.
I don't fly. I can't. Well, I'm not going to say I don't fly Southwest, but we won't be flying Southwest much because Southwest doesn't fly out of here. So
who flies out of there?
Delta, American, and there's another one called I think it's called Breeze Airlines. You ever heard of Breeze Airlines? Yeah,
okay,
Breeze Airlines, man. They're one of those budget friendly airlines, but they really only fly into like smaller cities.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll fly into Tampa, they'll fly down in the Orlando area. I think you can go down to Miami from here. But they're more fly into more regional airports opposed to the big ones. Yeah, Breeze Airlines. Man.
Okay. Now I'm just looking them up real quick.
Yeah, they're pretty affordable. I said their prices are pretty affordable, man.
Okay, shout out for sure. All right, so
I'm gonna learn something new every day, man. Hey, you never know, man. You might get you some cheap flights down to Miami, man. Take you and the missus, man.
We're gonna, we maybe will. I'm gonna keep the rumor going that you got stuck in.
Yeah, I got stuck
because you. I like that one. I like that one better. So let me ask you this: as we clean the palette, because I want to end on a funny note. Are you familiar with Anton Daniels?
Of course.
Okay. Are you familiar with Umar Johnson?
Of course.
Okay. Did you hear about this whole story about the guy? I want to say it was in Michigan. Working at Taco Bell, firing shots at a customer. They got into a squabble about the water cup.
I believe so. I believe I watched the video on X, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe so. I mean, I watched so much stuff, but I'm almost for sure I watched it.
So Anton was critiquing it and talking about it, and he was talking about the fact that this guy is at work, strapped with a gat at work. He's like, why are you doing this? And he slipped into this. He slipped into this playing a role of being Umar Johnson. It was so funny. I have to admit, Anton might have won me over as a comedian for this one. So real quick, let me check it out.
Oh no.
What was you doing with a pistol at Taco Bell, big dog? Huh? Why are you walking around with a pistol at Taco Bell, getting into it with people and cocking a pistol, big dog? Huh?
Racking and everything. Yeah.
Now, the media and the people on social media and Umar and them, they gonna say it's the system's fault. Why are black men incarcerated at 4 times the rate of their Caucasian male counterparts? Why are black men, and I'm gonna ask you again. Wait a minute. Let me get my whole point out. Why are black men incarcerated in this country?
You gotta say it 3 times.
In the United States of America at a rate of 5 times their white counterparts? I'll tell you why. That was rhetorical. All right. Snow bunnies never, black sisters forever. I'll tell you why. Because the white man in this country, this system. Now, I'm no fan of Trump, but Kamala Harris was definitely not the solution for the black community, and I'll tell you why.
If he just repeated it 3 times, he would be on it.
I think that both the system and both parties, okay, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, FDMG, ABCDEFG, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy opening next month. We having a paint party. All right. We selected tile. I'm going live from the gymnasium. They're trying to shut me down. The Delaware School Board says that they want my property and they're trying to shut me down. That's why I haven't opened a school in 12 years. But one thing I know is just like the system is against them, they're against me because it's the re-education of the Negro. And we're going to have a paint party. My sisters, I see you. Blocked. What was you doing with a pistol at Taco Bell?
All right. I just thought he was I thought it was hilarious. Yes, you gotta hit the Cash App,
bro.
You gotta hit the Cash App.
That is hilarious. I had not seen that. That's hilarious. Wow.
It was just in a clip. Shout out to Amethyst Angel said, hey, Anton is impersonating Umar. And it was hilarious, man. I think it's comical. So anyway, I just thought it was great. And he had a black hat and a black beard and a black shirt. So we had to go ahead and bring him in here too.
Hey. Yeah, shout out to Amethyst Angel, man. Philly's finest. Shout out to Amethyst.
All right.
Dude. That is hilarious.
Oh, wait. We got new members up in the building. Daniel's brand new member. Man. Shout out to him. Who's the champion? 2024 NBA champion.
That's the Lakers.
Lakers. I got you. Are you going to be coming to Atlanta to watch Angel Reese play with the Atlanta Dream?
Not in your life.
Come on,
I wouldn't take a free ticket, bro. No way.
I'll buy the tickets if you come. How far are you from me? You're like, what, 3 hours?
3 hours, man.
Come on, man.
3 hours. Matter of fact, I'm going to be down there in a couple of weeks. I'll be down there.
If it's the end of the month, I'm doing a content creator meet and greet in Marietta.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
End of the month. What's the end of the month? Like when? May 30th?
May 30th to the 4th. I'm trying to see. There's a couple of people coming in trying to coordinate sometimes. But we're over in Cobb
County.
County.
A studio. I might actually come down there. I might not be able to.
Well, I got you a studio. We got that.
Yeah, send me the information. Let me see. I might
Say
have
less.
something on the books.
Say less.
See.
We have a party.
I feel like I'm doing
And-
something at the 30th weekend or the 29th, 30th.
I'll send you some dates.
Something like that.
And then we'll go watch the Atlanta Dream. You doing a show tomorrow, man?
Absolutely, of course. 9:30
What
a.m.
time?
Eastern Standard Time, man. You know we do this, man. We are consistent over here at ARP, man.
You
Tuesday,
are consistent.
Thursday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Crystal asked me, she was like, well, since you're now on Central, are you going to go to, 9:30 Central Time? I'm like, no, we're going to keep it right where it's been, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It has been that now, what, a year and a half. We've been sticking with the time. We went from 5 days to 3 days, but I actually like the 3 days, and I'm gonna keep it. We're not gonna add a day. We're gonna stick to the 3 days: Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I got
you know, and it's great, man. So
I like
those of
it.
you guys,
I
I
like
know there's a few people over here, that are, part of the ARP family, man. So we appreciate you guys, pulling out. But if you'd like to come hang out with us, let me know in the chat, if you do pull up, man, so we can welcome you to the show. Jay Witt, you want to come? You want to join us tomorrow morning, bro?
Tomorrow morning, I can't. But Friday, I got you.
Friday? Okay, that'll work.
Let me double check. Yeah, let me double check.
That'll work.
I got you, man. I got you.
We had, Friday's show last week was 5 hours, bro.
See,
that's not, we wouldn't,
something told me in my spirit.
That's not a normal occurrence, but we had a lot of fun Friday. It was a lot of fun. And we was cutting up. It was a lot of fun. It was a good show. It was crazy.
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo too.
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo? Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, we gotta go get tacos and tamales.
Yeah, get you some tacos, man. Can dig it.
All right. Yeah, I got you. Send me a calendar invite for Friday, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll get one out to you.
Thank you so much, Future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I know the
All
future. Right. Appreciate you. Or I don't know the future.
Oh, that's what that is. I've never wanted to say I didn't know what.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. And I feel bad. I just call it future. I don't know the future.
Yeah, I don't know the future. None of us do. That's why you got to stay prayed up.
There you go. There you go. No, I appreciate it. All right. So everybody do me a favor. Please make sure you hit the like button, because I told y'all that I'm in a competition with another content creator to hit 150,000 likes this month. And this is the gentleman right here. This is the guy right here that's going to be taking care of our gifted memberships. Because I'm going to hit my 150 before he does. So please make sure you hit the like button. Go on and just abuse the like button. That's a lot of likes. Just go on and abuse
a lot of likes.
Let me double check. Let me see where I'm at real quick while I'm talking trash. Because I might have to finagle that thing. I think we're good, though. I think we're good. But no, I appreciate it. Wise, thank you so much for following through with us, man.
I appreciate it, man. My apologies for being a little late, man. I got to the house and then we had somebody come to the crib, and yeah, it was, so it's all good. But appreciate your invite. Appreciate the invite. This was good.
No problem at all. My house is full of love because everybody's here now. So I'm gonna go see what they're up to. And oh yeah, we're cooking. All right, Wise. I got you, brother. I got you. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Go ahead and hit it. But I will see you, brother. I will see you on Friday for sure. And I'll talk to you before the weekend's out.
Yeah, of course.
All right, man. Be good, brother. Catch you in a minute.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
You got it, man. Catch you soon. Grace and peace, friend. All right, that was Wise from A Righteous Perspective. Thank y'all so much for welcoming him and all of that kind of good jazz. Thank y'all so much for the very kind supers. And thank you so much to our brand new members. Oh, wait, did I miss someone? Jason, love you, my friend, but I'm about to go watch. WWE quit boxing the air. Got to get my eye candy fix. I have not watched wrestling in so long. That's something I haven't watched in a while. That or mixed martial arts. I'm going to have to get back. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, friend. And what Celine said is, legacy is her drive. Erika won't leave it to others. No, I agree with you. Thank you so much for the two. That's very kind of you. I agree with you. And I'm just praying. I'm praying for Turning Point. I'm praying for Erika because I do believe in what they're doing. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to go see what my family's doing because they in here in the kitchen making noise. All the girls are here. So that's always cool. I appreciate each and one of y'all. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Tracy Martin, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, PM. Tracy Martin and I will be having a conversation. She says she's going to be taking some questions, so we'll definitely be looking for that as well. Looking forward to her answering some questions and your questions specifically. So thank y'all so much to every one of y'all for tapping in. Thank you so much for tipping your waiters on the way out the door. Make sure you hit that like button, all that kind of great stuff. Let's do this again, Lord willing, tomorrow, 9 o'clock. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.